welcome.
All right, everyone.
Yep, welcome
Hello.
to episode 3 of the Grey Lanterns. This week's show starts us already in combat because we didn't finish the combat from last week, so we will be starting straight off with that.
Oof.
Yeah. So during the last combat, Birchwell Bones was Sir not fighting at the time because his player had to leave before that started. So he was drinking for the majority of the fight and has only just now noticed that the fight is going on. So he will be joining in partway through.
Oh, yeah.
And I heard that it's time for him to unleash the storm.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to be wind everywhere. It'll blow your socks off.
And he'll probably say, do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
Absolutely nothing.
The same thing that happens to everything else. X-Men. Crazy show. So I've updated a few things on our journal section. Tidied it up a bit. I found out how to move the player character sheets about, so now they're all located in a folder rather than scattered throughout the page, which was irritating my sensibilities. So I was informed by you guys that you wanted to concentrate on recovering the nobleman's coffin from the bottom of the river. I was also told that you'd very much like to finish the bounty that you're halfway through fighting over. And that... what was the other one that you wanted to do?
The coffin in the river.
That's the main one, yeah?
Yeah, it's we also had a chat about the docks, but decided that was probably best to wait a week.
Okay. Until everybody's available or something.
Yeah.
Righty-ho. That's fair enough. So, I take it that's everybody back. So what we will do is we will skip on into the fight.
Colin's nipped off for a moment.
Yep, okay.
Cool.
But, while he's away, if Birchwell could roll me an initiative, please.
I can't.
It will allow me to add you into the initiative tracker, so I can have you actually join the fight.
Let me just get to my thing here. Where is it on the page?
So on your character sheet, on the basic page, I believe it is. Yeah, so if you go to the basic page on the tab on the far left, initiative is just below the words ability.
Oh yeah, there it is.
So you can just click on it as if it's a button, and it'll roll initiative for you. You rolled a 22, sir.
22.
Which means he's actually faster than me, so he'd go before me.
Right, and currently, as it stands, I do remember the turn order. Adele went last and cast this circular cloud of fog to help keep Murta alive. So I was intending for Murta to be next, but it's currently next will be Birchwell Bones.
Birchwell Bones!
And because Sir Birchwell Bones has entered the fight, this actually changes things up a little bit. And in the same room as you in the inn is an angry-looking thug.
Oh, he's going down, boy.
He's not very pleased with you, laddie. So we'll just wait for Colin to get on in, and then we will
Bounty's that guy in the back of the boat, right?
It's this guy here.
Do we know he's there yet?
Yeah. I'm going to narrate that bit as soon as you roll here.
Okay.
I had forgotten I was actually quite that far back.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh. Oh, it's because I'm still on the GM's layer. Die. How do I do the show you guys something?
With great skill and dexterity.
No, I have no skill or dexterity, sir.
Just power.
Power over mortals.
Unlimited power.
But with great power comes great destruction.
Right,
That's
so...
right. Quite Spider-Man there.
is that all of you back then?
All right.
Take that as a no.
Should we introduce ourselves for the stream again?
That would be good. If you could go first, that would be fantastic, seeing as you are the boss.
My name is Konstantin Karasimov. I am a Kadoran aristocrat. I am the younger son of quite a senior family in Kadoran aristocracy. And I am an investigator who investigates people who've broken the canon of true law, because I'm also a Menite.
I play Adol. Adol is Laelis. He is totally not a Theramite. He does not believe in using recycling. When a person dies, their body should be buried in the ground. It should not be put to good purpose, like mining, so people's families don't lose out when there are cave-ins. Because of this, you'll find that he takes a slightly different view to everyone else, because he's moral and upstanding. I hope you will enjoy gaming with Adam. Thank you.
But Murta?
Murta is someone who's been around Five Fingers for a while. He knows his way around some of the gangs. He joined up with the Grey Lanterns when he decided he wanted to use his skills for something a bit more than beating people up, and has been enjoying the camaraderie that he's never experienced before that.
Butchwell Bones.
Birchwell Bones here grew up around the Shard Isles on the shores of Signar. Crewed for years among variety of ships from the Shard Isles to Five Fingers. Now lives in Five Fingers' work for a better score. Has no real allegiance to a ship or captain, but will pull his weight in gold for those who hire him. Works now as a merc until his contract is up, or until he finds a happy place.
And one of our players is not here this week. He plays the Trollkin Express crew member who is here. He's called Josson. He's not here this week, so because his character started in the combat, he said that we're allowed to pilot that character for him until the end of the combat and just try and do what he would do during this combat. So we will do that. So
And hopefully we'll keep him alive.
based on initiative order, Butchwell Bones is first. So what do you want to do, sir? Sorry, I forgot. I've got to do a little narrative one. Sorry. So Birchwell looks up from his flagon of ale. He notices out of the window that a fight's been going on. Spots that it's actually his comrades fighting against gang members in the street, and goes, "Oh, right." And then towards the dockyards, from the ship that's nearest you, this heavily scarred gentleman shouts to be heard across the melee. He shouts, "You made a mistake coming here," and then fires off a quick pistol shot in your direction, but it doesn't hit anything because of the cloud obscuring murder. So, Virtual Bones, the
Yes.
initiative is yours, sir.
This dude in front of me here, this angry looking dude. I'm gonna dash at him and try to do a razor wind on him.
Yep. So to do that, go to your character sheet, click on magic, and then there's a little
the
section
target.
where it says focus fatigue focus. So the way we do it is so you add 2 to cast a spell, add 1 more if you're boosting to hit, and then add 1 more if you're boosting damage. If you miss, we'll remove the one that boosted the damage because you wouldn't have hit.
Okay. I definitely want to boost the damage. So I'm
just
gonna
add 4. Unless you're boosting to hit as well. It's up to you.
I'm just gonna roll regular.
Okay, so if you could click the blue one, which is targeted.
Yeah.
Welcome to the chat, rank cast. Hope you enjoy. And Virtual Bones is about to mix things up. Yeah, so go targeted, and then you can click on the thug in front of you, and it will do a targeted roll against his defensive stats.
Okay. There it is.
So you hit him, and you did 7 damage to him.
Oh wow.
I have fast cast. I can use for.
So the way Fastcaster works is it gives you a free quick action each turn to cast a spell. So essentially, it means that you haven't spent it, because the way your turn works is you get a combat action, and your combat action can be spent with making an attack with a sword or a pistol or something, a attack, and then you also have 1 quick action, or you can just do 2 quick actions. So essentially, your character can, if he wants, cast 3 spells in 1 turn, because he can cast.
Well, I want to hit him with the storm tossed.
He might not be alive, mate.
Oh, okay. I thought he was still there.
No, I'm just checking his stats. Yeah, no, you killed him to the box, mate. He is no longer appearing in this combat.
Can I move, or
was
I supposed?
Yeah, you can move 8. So over on the left-hand side, there's a circle with like a ruler sticking out of the top right-hand corner of it. If you click on that, it will then produce a rule that you can drag out from your character. So
I do not see this.
On the left-hand side of the screen, there's a circle with a little ruler sticking out of it.
Oh yeah, okay.
And it says snap to center. Click on the snap to center, and then you click on your character and drag from him, and it will show you essentially 1 inch in the game is 1 square or 6 feet. So moving to where his dead body is will cost you 3 of your 8, and then you can move another 5 from there.
How do I confirm it? I'm dragging, but I'm not.
That just measures.
Oh,
You then have to go back to the select move one. So I've moved you 3, so you've got 5 more.
Okay, I'm going to go out towards the buggy there.
Yep. I'll just move you for you because I'm nice like that.
There we go.
Brilliant. Is there anything else you want to do? Because you've got 2 more quick actions essentially, but I don't know if there's.
I don't think it's it. Can I take? Yeah, I'm going to draw my pistol.
Okay, cool. So next in the turn order is Murta. What is Murta doing?
Murta is going to start by deciding that the guy that he knocked out at the start of last week is now no longer useful because the target's in sight. Stab him.
That's a quick action.
I'm also going to take the manacles back off his ankles.
Okay.
Because I did my usual thing of sticking him on his ankles.
Yep.
And I'm actually going to... let's just make sure I've got it clicked right. I'm actually going to... So the house is... Where the map ends is here.
The map goes off much further. Don't worry about that.
Okay, cool. Then I'm actually going to try and get into this alley around about there-ish.
Yeah, that's fine.
So up to there, and I've used all my actions, so I'll try and do the sneaky thing next turn.
The
Can I
map
see
doesn't-
further up that alley?
No, because the map ends at the top of the alley, but I will allow you to just move round at the start of your next turn.
Yeah, that was the plan. Is
Yeah, I'm fine
behind
with
and
that.
round.
I mean, like,
Cool.
RPG-wise, we know that there would be a way round there. But I'm just... You can't end behind that building.
Smashing.
I'm fine with this. So Murta is gone, so now it's Justin Longreach, so I will do the movements and stuff, because I don't want to give you guys permission to do stuff to him, but I figure it would be preferable for me to know from you guys what you want him to do.
Shoot the guy on the boat.
Okay. So, surprisingly,
question.
he's very much in range. I would suggest that he aims, because I don't see any reason why he wouldn't.
Well, that was actually part of my question. Does Ashen Cloud obscure our fire as well as
Yes,
theirs?
it does. But if you watch me do the line of sight, I can see past it. If I was trying to see this guy, it's obscuring. That guy, not obscuring.
It's worth remembering that his gun pushes people, and it's
worth remembering
mandatory.
It's worth remembering that the ship has sides.
Yeah.
If it was a slam, it might knock him overboard, but a push is not going to knock him overboard. There's railings.
Cool. That's
Which one is our
Good
bounty
to know that.
target?
Which one is what?
The
That guy.
bounty target, the one we need
The one
alive.
he's going to shoot.
Okay, can we target them, but it's going to be non-lethal?
No. You can't do targeted non-lethal attacks with weapons that don't have a non-lethal option. By the way, actually, Ranked Cast turns out to be Justin. He's watching on Twitch, so he's getting to see what we're doing with his character.
Hey, hey, Justin.
Hello, Justin. What would you like us to do with your character?
I'm pretty sure he'd like to fire his big gun.
Yeah, I mean that strikes me as what the character would do, and you know, if he dies, he dies. We get 20 gold instead of 25.
Also, like, you're also making vast assumptions about whether he'd die in one shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. To be honest, yeah, just
So crippled aspects, because he is actually injured. So where are crippled aspects? So he's got crippled intellect, -2 defense. That does not matter for what he's doing. But so he's taken 4 damage, and he's got physique 6. So what I'm going to do is he is going to take the shot, and because the thing is about his gun is it damages him D3, and then I'm going to have him spend a feat point to use his recover his whole phys in health thing. Okay, if that makes sense to you guys.
yeah, it makes sense.
Right,
It's
okay.
It's his revitalize, because he's got better version of walk it off.
Right, there you go. So I'm going to just quickly put an attack modifier of +2 on his rifle, do a targeted roll, and target that guy there. So he hit, and he did 6 damage. Cool. So quickly bring him up. Yeah, he'll spend a feat point for that. Oh. Okay, cool. And then he gets moved to D3. So I'm going to have to roll a D6 because they don't have a D3.
You can actually put R/RD3 and it will do a D3.
I'm not typing.
Fair enough.
And Justin takes D3 damage. he is going to take 2 damage to the 2. 2 damage to the 2. So 2 damage to the 2 is there. And then he's going to revitalise for 6. So he's going to go have that back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's basically fully healthy now.
Neat.
Because he had taken 6 damage. And that's cost him a feat point. Cool. Okay, so he will use a quick act. Oh no, he aimed, so he can't use quick action. I think that's the second time he shot that rifle, so it's now empty and needs reloading. After him is the thugs. Okay, this thug is going to move to here, and he is going to shoot at the Trollkin. Because that's what he'd do, y'all. Pistol targeted roll on him. So he hit and he did 5 damage to the 2. Is 5 damage to the 2 worth feat point? He's only got 1 feat point left.
He's not going to use them today.
Actually, 5 damage to the 2 doesn't cripple anything, so he's not going to use a fate point. Because he'll heal 6 at the end of the combat anyway. So, and then there is this thug, who is going to go to here. And then it is back round to Constantine. It's your turn, sir.
Right.
Quick question for you, Captain. If I was to give you my harpoon gun, would that be of use to you? Then you could pull the target towards you.
I can't work with my character at the moment, Tom.
Really?
Yeah, it won't let me select him.
It's because you're on the range finding tool. You got to click on the arrow tool up on the top left.
Ah, right, got you. Okay. So, how do I work up the rate? Oh, okay. How far can I move, was it?
So essentially, each square is 1 inch of. So, like, if you're speed 6, you can move 6 squares.
6 squares.
Unless you run, then you can move 12.
6 squares to there.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll move to there.
Mhm.
And then. Can I shoot him?
I'd say you can't see him because the thug in front is blocking line of sight.
Okay, in which case can I move to there instead?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, this thug here.
This
one here.
There's one right there.
Yeah, I'll shoot him then.
Yeah, cool.
So it is this one. Is it a targeted roll or just normal roll?
Targeted roll would be preferable because then it works out the attack and defense for me. By the way, I don't know how you guys are pulling up your stat sheets, but you can pull them up quicker by holding down the shift key and double clicking on your character's icon. It will bring up your stat sheet straight away rather than going into the journal.
Good to know.
There you go.
Okay, so you hit and you did 7 damage, which takes him out. Okay. Are you quick actioning for just a reload, or is there anything in particular you want to do?
Yeah, I'll reload.
Okay, so Adele, it is your turn, sir.
Okay, guys, do you want me to keep the cloud up or let it go?
Mentar's out of danger, and we may as well drop it.
Okay, well, I'm not going to maintain the cloud then.
Okay, so I'm dropping 4 fatigue from your character, so you're starting the turn with 4 fatigue, okay?
Okay, should I not have 3 souls? I'm looking at my soul sheet. I thought that
Yeah, I'm just going to give
people
you
had
3
died.
souls.
Okay, sorry, I'm not trying to be difficult.
No, I don't give a shit.
And I see that our stream is certainly not PG-13.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, I'm a
Right,
sailor,
so
you know.
can Adele see the guy which is on the pier?
From where you currently are?
Yeah, that's the one.
No, the building's in the way.
That's what I figured.
So you're going to have to move closer.
I'm sorry, how do I make a little circle appear and use it to highlight something? Not a permanent one, just a...
So when you're on the select tool, you press and hold on the map.
Okay, so where I'm indicating,
Yep.
is that cover?
Yeah, sure. Just remember, to gain cover, you have to spend a quick action to take cover. So you'd move to the crates, spend a quick action to take cover, and then you'd gain +4 defense against range and magic.
Okay, can I move there, shoot a bleed spell, and then take cover, or do I have to take cover and then
It
shoot
doesn't
a
matter
bleed
which
spell?
order.
Right, in that case, I would like to... Oh, you did it for me. That's wonderful. It's like having an automatic thing. So yeah, I'd like to target him, and
Okay.
I'd like to boost my bleed.
Yep. Do you want me to just do it for you?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Okay. This will put your... are you boosting to hit or damage?
Both.
But you love going really, really hot on magic, don't you? So... bleed, targeted roll, boosted hit and damage. And we'll target that guy there. So you easily hit and you easily kill.
Perfect. Do I use a soul to negate the fatigue roll first or
You
after?
can't negate it. I think you re-roll it.
Okay, perfect.
Or you can spend it to drop 1 fatigue. So you're currently at 8 fatigue. So we'll just roll it to see what happens. So you failed it. So did you want to spend a soul to re-roll it? Or are you okay just not casting magic next turn? I think he might have dropped out.
Really sorry, the call just dropped.
Yep. Did you want to spend a feat point to a soul to re-roll? Or did you want to just not cast magic next turn?
I was going to ask, the guy on the pier, he's outside of my soul collection range, I believe.
Well, you're capped at souls, so you can't collect it anyway.
Yeah, I was going to use... Oh, yeah, I guess. All right, I'll just re-roll using a soul.
Yeah, because you can't get to the stage where you would collect and then re-roll, if you understand what I mean. Yep, so yes. You're fine now.
Perfect.
Okay. And then, so you've taken cover behind the crate of fish on the pier.
Yeah. Can I steal one for later? Take a souvenir?
Nope. So next up is Butchwell Bones.
Butchwell Bones here. So
Dead man
I want to do something really nutty, and I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I don't know whether it's going to be able to, but so let me get my little pointy tool here. I poke on the thing. How do I make a little blip show up
So you have to be on the arrow pointer tool, which is the top left one, and then you press and hold on the map where you want to make a mark.
Okay, so I want to do something nutty here. I want to run for the edge of the water here.
Mhm.
I want to storm toss this corner of the boat so that it swings the boat towards me on this side. So this end comes this way.
Okay, I
So
can't physically move the boat, but sure.
So I can get aboard and chase him onto the thing later on.
I mean, yeah.
So let me.
I mean, you could just cast a spell at him from where from where Adol's standing.
Will he not get any sort of? Will I be able to see him over that giant crate thingy?
Yeah, they're not that giant. They're like probably about 3 foot high.
Oh, I pictured it way bigger than that.
No, it's just a crate of fish, and these are just barrels of fish. These ones. These are barrels. So
Okay.
you could stand here and cast a spell like there.
That's no fun. I do some.
Do the storm tossed on the ship if you want. Go for it.
So I'm gonna move to here. Okay, that's the edge of the pier, right?
Yeah, sure.
And then storm toss. I don't know what I need to do to hit that boat.
I want to roll anyway, but don't make it a targeted roll because there's no token for you to target.
Okay. I'm gonna.
I want you to boost the... I know it's not a spell that does damage, but I want you to boost it because narratively... So this is supposed to be hitting an enemy that's like humanoid size or bigger. So like the max size is like a warjack. So you're trying to push an entire ship. So I want you to boost it to really throw all your energy into it.
Do I have to spend a feat point to keep my momentum?
Nah.
For my run and jump?
What do you mean run and jump?
I wanted to like do like a run jump, and while the spell is slamming into the ship,
Right,
try to get
you
onto.
typically it's like the War Machine game. You can't move, do something, then move more unless you spend a feat point to. There's one that's called Run and Gun, so you get to make another advance.
Okay, then I will do that.
Cool. Okay. So what we'll do is you've moved there, you cast a spell, and then you can spend a feat point to move again.
Okay, so
So just do a roll for your spell.
red one, right?
Yeah. So
Red buttons.
one of the things that we didn't do is you've already taken your fatigue off. Brilliant. That's good. Yeah. Just press the red one. But you need to boost it.
Oh shit.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. That works. Okay. You've rolled sufficiently to because the ship isn't fully moored up. So one of the mooring ropes over here snaps via the impact of the spell that you tossed at the side of the hull. This whole end of the ship goes moving this way, which means this whole end of the ship goes moving this way. Okay?
And then I'll spend my feat point to get onto the.
Yeah, so just put yourself like on the bow end of the ship. Anywhere you want, really. You're pretty fast. It doesn't have to be directly on the edge of it. You can go pretty much wherever you want. You're speed 7, dude. Yeah, speed 8, dude. You can go.
Do I get a full movement?
Yeah, go for it.
So.
You're like speed. You're the speediest boy.
6, 7. You're not going anywhere, chump. That's 7.
Oh God. He has.
Hopefully, he'll either run away or you guys will come aboard on the pointy
Oh
part.
my God! I just totally forgot something.
Better move back.
No, he never actually rolled for initiative. He's 26, so he should have gone before all of you.
Nope.
But he didn't.
So what I'm going to do is his one was the narrative one where he fired the pistol and didn't actually do anything. So he's just missed his turn this turn. So, oh well. It's not the end of the world. So next is Murta. Murta, it's your turn, sir.
Cool.
He's going to leggy leg, I guess.
I'm gonna try and do a sneak roll.
Mhm.
If that, I don't know what that would count as. Is it a full action?
Well, you can sneak and move.
Cool. So I'll roll my sneak.
Yep.
Sneaky.
So
Oh,
here's the way I'm going to do combat sneaking. So if you're just advancing, you'll get a better bonus than if you run.
Cool. It was just going to be in advance, and that's a crit, so I've got a feat point, which I'm immediately going to spend to walk it off.
Yeah. I imagine you will.
So I'm rolling a d3.
Yep.
Neat. So that's 4 hit points back.
Yep. So you're fully operational again.
Yay, I'm not useless.
Absolutely brilliant.
Just to confirm, the bounty for this guy is dead or alive.
It is dead or alive, yes.
Okay.
5 alive and 20 dead.
Yeah.
So 7 would put me to about there, Tom.
Yeah, sure.
Assuming that the building, it literally is just one
go
round.
for it.
And
Yeah, that's
Cool.
fine.
So I end up there, which is under some black stuff.
Yep, that's fine. I will do a GM reveal because I've just masked off that area, basically.
Yeah. So it wasn't the best sneak in the world, but it got me a feat point, which I needed.
Yeah, fair enough.
And while I'm there, I'm going to take cover behind that barrel that I now know is there.
Yeah, go for it.
Just like
so that's
sneaking
Murta
round.
done. So it now goes to Joston. He is going to spend a quick action to reload one slug into his gun, and then he's going to immediately fire at the bounty. Because are you guys overly bothered about him being alive, or do you not care?
I would like to interrogate him, if at all possible.
We are at the stage now where he's heavily outnumbered.
Mhm.
We've got Birchwell right next to him.
Yep.
And
Okay, so
we
you
get
don't want him to
5
shoot?
more.
No, that's fine. So what he'll do is he'll reload both shots then, using 2 quick actions, and then he'll just walk up here, ready to take cover next turn, and maybe put his tripod down on the barrels.
Cool.
Seems like a plan.
That's him done. So then it's thugs. 1 second. Okay. And then it's the bad guy, because he should have had a turn already by now, but I completely fucking forgot, because I am a bad GM. So he is very not happy with young Birchwell Bones. So he's...
He's not so young, he's a bit older. He's a bit older.
Well, you don't know how old this man is.
True.
So he takes a mighty blow at Birchwell Bones and does 6 damage to your 3.
6 to my 3.
Yep. So basically, on your character sheet, on the basic section, you can block them out by pressing them once. So it would be... so it would be the first column of red ones. Yeah, so that one, and then the fourth. So that's 3 damage. So then another 3 would take out your intellect as well. Unless you want to spend a feat point to half the damage, in which case your intellect would be fine. It's probably worth doing that.
Yeah. I'm going to have C's.
Could you not also use parry? Or is that what we're talking about?
Parry is being able to walk away without taking an attack.
Yeah, it's
Basically, if you walk away from somebody that you're in melee with, they can take a. In other games, it's called an attack of opportunity, but in this, it's called a free strike. Parry avoids that. What he just used was an ability called heroic dodge. You suffer half damage rounded up. Right, so he is gone. So now it is Constantine's turn.
Oh, he's just in range.
Mhm.
I want to get over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk to there, to the edge of the
Yep.
block.
Yep.
I'm just trying to think. I don't really want to hurt him at this stage.
You can use a quick action to shout something at him if you wanted.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll go to there, and then I'm gonna shout, "Surrender! You're outnumbered."
Okay, he shouts back for now.
Don't know who's below deck.
That's it. That's all I'm doing.
Okay, so it's Adele's turn.
The ship has turned around, correct? Can I board it?
Yeah. But you'd be at this
Okay,
bottom end of it. Because
Yeah, that's what.
it's basically the places you can walk on now are this point over here and this point over here.
All right,
Would it
I'm
be
going
here?
to.
Sorry, it would be
I'm
here.
sorry.
It would be here, but you'd be boarding from this part of the jetty.
Oh, right, yes, yes.
All
'Cause
right, I'm
the
gonna
ship is
board
twisted
from.
to the side. Yeah, go for it. So that amount of walking would cost you. That would probably be a run, mate, because it's 5 to get you to the edge of the dock. Actually, 6. Yeah, that getting just to this part here. You know, the very edge of the ship. That's a walk for you.
Okay, perfect. So I don't need to use my grapple.
No.
All right. Is talking a free action?
Yeah. No. Quick action for that.
Sorry, talking is a quick action.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
All right, I'm just gonna hit him with unboosted bleed.
Oh my god. Is talking a quick action? No. All right. Yeah. I'll just kill him then.
So is it consistent with that we're going to kill him? Because
No, I just want to hurt him.
Okay. So that's why it's an unboosted bleed. Okay.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
unboosted bleed at him.
Preferably in the nose.
1 second.
Nose.
Maybe the eyes.
You guys are definitely not the good guys.
Eyes, nose, that sort of region. And Captain, we're called the Grey Lanterns for a reason.
Because everything's sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows.
Greybows.
Yes, indeed.
It's a beautiful world.
Unboosted bleed. Holy shit, you rolled hot.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's boosted. Sorry, ignore me.
Okay, good. I was
I'm
going to say.
I'm going to redo it. I was going to say, how did you roll a 23? Ah, dead men.
Well, maybe I'll just take that.
Yeah, you said unboosted. Sorry, I'm holding you to it. Putting on my douchebag GM hat here, boy.
doesn't he have combat caster anyway?
Yes,
I do.
but I don't know
So-
how to use it. But he's
fair enough.
hit anyway, and he did 6 damage to him because I think you're in Constantine's command area. What's your command area?
That's on the character sheet, isn't it?
Probably on the basic section. I should imagine.
36 feet.
Oh, so you're not.
That's actually a thing I did want to raise for the week because it's based on your intelligence plus your command skill. And you have the natural leader ability, which I'm not sure if you factored in because it should add 2 inches, which is another 12 feet.
Okay, so we're just going to tell him he's got it then, so that guy has taken more damage.
Okay. Now, I'm sorry, did you say that talking was a free action?
No,
or
I
does
said
it
it'll cost you a quick action.
Okay,
I'm
then
a
I'm going to
douchebag.
cast. I wasn't going to say anything, Tom, but I'm going to cast Electrify on myself.
Okay. Sorry, actually, before you do that, you have to take a fatigue check because you're currently at 6 fatigue before you do the thing. And you you passed it, you're fine. God, you run hot.
Tom, you know this.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's go big or go home.
Yeah. So I'm going to put a... I think there's one that looks like a lightning bolt. I'm pretty sure there's one that looks like a lightning bolt. Yeah, there it is. There you go. You got Electrify on you.
Perfect. Thank you. And I believe I am done. If anyone wants to borrow my harpoon, just go ahead and grab it.
Why, is it on the floor?
Team. No, it's on me.
So they can't grab it then. It's Murta's turn. Oh no, sorry, it's not. It's Bertrand Bones' turn.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Finish him.
One of them alive for questioning.
You
I think
could
that's
punch
going
him in the
to
face.
happen.
Yeah, unarmed attack, you could punch him.
And if you took a -1 penalty on your punching him, you could go for a knockout punch instead. Because that is one of the weapons, isn't it, Tom?
Yes. It's one of the really complicated weapons.
Isn't it basically just take a -1, you punch them, if you hit them, they take a willpower roll at your strength plus something. Strength plus 7. There we go. Page 210.
Yes. 210. How did you find that though so quickly?
Because I've spent most of the last week reading this book.
So... Yeah, I mean, a knockout strike, so you can make the unarmed at -1 to the attack roll, and it's strength plus 7. He has to roll on his willpower, so that's actually pretty not a bad idea.
Can I pistol whip him with my pistol in my hand?
No, because the pistol... There's some weapons that basically can do a knockout, but pistols cannot. I mean, you can say that the unarmed strike is using your pistol, but you won't get any... There won't be any... It's just a narrative thing. So yes, you pistol whip him.
Okay,
Isn't there a pistol whip in Urban Combat? In Urban Adventure?
I believe there
I'll go
is.
get another book out.
Sorry, page 20.
That's what I thought, because I know they have a lot of, like, brawling. And...
Damn your eyes.
Sorry, Tom.
It's okay, it's okay. I'm just finding the book.
I actually did mean to put all these onto my character sheet in the middle of the week.
-5 feet points. -12 feet points. Pistol whips. They require hand weapon 2, which I know you have. You spend a feat point to do it. If the attack hits, so it's not a -1 to hit for this one. It's just a so basically it's a knockout blow without the minus to hit, and it yeah, so it's essentially the same, except it requires a feat point but doesn't have a -1 to hit.
Okay. Let's try to pistol whip him. Worst case, I bounce away from him with
actually, it's actually slightly weaker because the knockout strike is make a willpower roll against strength plus 7. This one is oh no, this one just does damage, mate. If the attack hits, the target suffers a damage roll with a POW equal to your strength. if they're a living model, they then do the knockout of the strength 7 plus strength plus 7. So basically, you'll be doing a POW 4 damage 3 or 4 damage roll on him. So don't worry about killing him.
Huh.
It's
It's also against
it's
purely his physique instead of his willpower. So
Yeah.
it's weird.
Uh,
It's actually really good. I'd do it.
We want to keep him alive for questioning, so let's pistol whip his ass. Minus feet point.
I love you guys.
I guess I just roll a regular.
Yeah, so just do a just roll a 2d6 roll, and spend the feat point, obviously.
I just reduced mine, so
Yep.
roll
So just
2d6.
roll 2d6, and then I'll compare it to his stats. Okay. So you hit a. What's your hand weapon and melee?
My hand weapon in melee.
So it's basically your prowess plus your hand weapon. So your mat, basically.
Mat is 4.
All right. So you hit him. So I would now like you to roll a. Are you strength 3?
Strength. I'm
Hold
4.
on, that's a crit, isn't it?
It is a crit, so you get a feat point back.
Oh yeah.
So I also want you to now roll 2d6 and add your strength of 4 to it then. And this is the damage roll he will take, and then he will have to take a willpower roll. Although it's not a willpower roll, actually, it's a phys roll. Okay, so doesn't do any damage to him. He is going to make a phys roll. So his phys...
In the interests of fairness, it does say if it's damaged, they take the phys roll.
Oh, right, okay.
Cool.
Well,
Yeah.
he doesn't have to take a knockout blow then, so...
Okay. I still have my quick action, right, for
Yes,
my spell.
Yeah.
My magic spell thing. So I'm going to storm toss his ass onto the duck.
Okay, go for it.
Then hopefully
It'll make
sneaking
it
the
easier for Murta to get to him.
Yeah.
So he moves d3, so just roll 1d6.
Okay. I'm going to boost to hit as well.
1 second, I'm just going to go to your stat page because I don't. Did you remove your magic spent from last turn? You didn't. Oh, but you're boosting to hit now anyway, so that'll cost you 2. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
This spell is really handy.
How do I do a boosted?
So, to the right of where it says Wind Blast, there's a black circle, and then after that, there's 2 beige circles. The first one is boosting to hit, the second one is boosting damage. Obviously, this spell doesn't do damage, so we ignore the damage portion of this. So you actually missed, I'm afraid.
Oh. I still have one more quick action, right? I used my speedy cast.
No, you. You have fast cast. Yes, so yes, you do.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do that again.
1 second. Virtual bones. Go for it.
Bones.
Are you boosting this one as well?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep, that hits. Quite considerably, sir. Roll me a d3 to see how far it goes. Thanks, Babs.
An inch.
Have we got any snacky cakes?
They give us
So
plus
he's
12.
going to go 1 inch. So he will be.
That's it. Riker actually rolled a d3, so that is 2 inches.
Oh, right. So he's over on the docks.
Yeah. Get him. Get him.
Okay. Did you not want any?
Is moving separate considered a separate action, or is that
you can move now?
Okay. Oops. I don't know why that happened. I'm gonna just. I'm gonna go to the edge of the boat here.
Yep. Cool. Okay, so after Birchwell is Murta. So chargey,
Cool.
chargey.
Chargey into his back arc, preferably, which I'm
You
not sure
can't
where
go
it
to his
is.
back arc.
Ah, was he facing? Okay, cool.
He's facing this direction.
All right, cool. So
You don't need to.
I'm just want to make sure.
And
Cool.
you'd
He is
probably
in.
want to stand like.
Yep. So, doing my charge.
Mhm.
Doing my charge.
Yep. So just chuck me on a targeted roll on him there. I will be very much obliged.
So with my assassin's blades. Oh shit! I need to do a boosted damage because it's charge.
Yes.
Him. Did it actually boost my damage? No, it didn't. It keeps doing that for some reason. So I'll roll an extra d6.
So you are within his command range. So it's a 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So he goes down, and takedown keeps him alive.
Yep.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did he take any falling damage from falling off the back of the ship, or is this a pretty
They're
low
the
ship?
same height.
Okay.
I'm not trying to complicate it at the minute. Also.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question, chaps. Shall we take the ship?
Oh my god, we actually have someone with sailing. That's an option.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. Like, let's take the ship. Let's take the ship. La 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 la.
No, I'm actually being serious because we're in hot enemy territory right now. We have just attacked a gang. We may want to just take the ship and sail out of there.
There may be more people on the ship.
You should search the hold first before we. If any prizes down there and any people.
Let's go room by room and take the ship.
Cool.
Should we
I'm
fly first though, just in case? We
Sorry?
need to make a hasty escape.
I missed that again, sorry.
When Murta takes people down, he for a free action, he puts his cuffs on them.
Yep. And I have a habit of putting my manacles on their ankles because I'm a dick. Like, nope, you're not running anywhere.
So we shall take this ship. I also have a request.
Colin, you intend to take this ship.
I'm speaking about intentions.
Yep.
I'm also requesting that we drop the body into the ocean.
What? You're not looting them?
Yeah,
Are
let's
you
loot the
ill?
bodies.
Are you ill?
Right, plan
I'm
of action.
assuming
We
that
need
we
to
also
make
welcome-
sure that Mograt is secure, which it looks like he is. We need to get rid of these bodies that are on the dockyard at the moment, and then we can go and take the ship room by room.
I recommend we steal the pistols because the rest of it is kind of heavy.
I recommend we
Gold.
drag the bodies onto the ship. We set sail with the ship, and then we take it room by room, and we post lookouts. That way, we can't be jumped when we're trying to take the ship room by more gangsters jumping onto the vessel.
Okay, fair. That sounds good to me. Does it sound good to everyone else?
If you have to a ship, it's going to take a while to get that ship out of the dock.
I'm sorry, mate. You went quiet. I didn't quite catch that.
It's going to take a while to get that ship rigged, ready to leave the dock, leave port.
I can handle that. I mean, I got my sailing going on. I'm sure I can.
Sail an entire ship by yourself?
No, not by myself.
I was going to say, you could let him drown, but you can't sail and get the ship into Tortuga all by your onesie. Savvy?
Exactly. You need at least two.
You need more than two to sail a ship.
Regardless, like, if we're dicking around trying to learn how to sail a ship, if other people are going to turn up, they're going to turn up while we're doing that. We may as well clear it as quickly as possible. Set lookouts as soon as we're sure that this ship is empty, and then we can decide what to do.
You can burn the ship.
You're the captain. You're cool.
Right.
Whatever you're lead.
Murtar and Justin will stay up here, and the rest of us will clear the ship.
Right. So you're not looting the bodies yet?
No.
Oh, I'm totally looting Gianni as much as a precaution of him having weapons as anything else. I am literally going to tie him to a post on the ship and then strip search him.
So, right, because you've literally you're at his feet and you've just taken stuff off of him, you get 4 gold, 2 silver, 5 copper.
4 gold, 2 silver.
5 copper.
Cool.
You take a sword, a dagger, and a pistol with 8 rounds.
A sword, a dagger, and pistol with 8 rounds. Okay.
Yeah, he's wearing leather armor, but unless you strip him, you're not getting.
Yeah, I'm not taking that. So, a sword, a dagger, and a pistol with 8 rounds.
8 rounds of light ammo.
Also, could you gag him in case he wakes up and calls for help?
Okay. I will try and gag him. I'm guessing that's rope use.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I mean, do you have rope to do that?
It's a ship. I'm sure I can find some. I also don't know much about ships, so I would quite happily cut a rope off something quite important.
Make an intelligence roll, please.
You could take some sailcloth rather than rope.
Can he, though?
I'm not that.
He takes something fairly vital for a gag. You don't know what.
You know, Tom, I have a feeling you did that just to stop us sailing away.
Oh no, I have other ways to stop you from sailing away, sir. Don't underestimate me. You think I'm giving you a ship on session 3?
I didn't think we'd get to keep it.
However, I did manage to get a 16 on tying the fucker up.
Yep, his mouth is very well secured.
And arms and other parts of his body.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
So, can you please move your little character peoples where you want them to be? Because if you're trying to take the ship, we still need to use the map screen.
I'm going to have him tied to the wheel.
You know, that's a really bad idea.
Okay, I will tie him to this.
Just tie him to the mast. Just the
time to
mast.
the figurehead.
You said you wanted me to do a lookout.
Bag.
The back of the ship's higher up.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'll tie him to this thing.
Mizzen.
Yeah. Not a boaty person.
Is the poop deck really what I think it's for?
As Birchwell walked past, I'm also going to say in Shard, nice one, bud.
I'm going to give him a wink and a gun.
Those two are best buddies forever.
I would like Justin to keep an eye out and stop any potential looters, if that's okay, because we still have the dead thugs to strip.
Yeah,
And
that makes sense.
So
Can Justin drag the bodies onto the pier?
Right. If you're wanting them to do that, time is going to start passing. So,
No, it's best if he keeps a lookout.
Okay, yeah, just keep a lookout where you are.
You want him to stay there, being the only one on land.
You know what? Adel is going to actually just keep an eye out too. I think that's probably easiest.
So it's just me
have
and
my
Birchwell
guys.
clearing the ship. Fine.
Oh my god, I don't understand you guys sometimes.
If we have Justin keep a lookout, Adel can start searching and disposing of corpses. You guys can go through the ship, and we should be able to rendezvous afterwards.
You guys start hearing heavy footfalls from inside the ship. Heavy footfalls that are shaking the ship.
As in Jack footfalls, being an arcane mechanic.
Make a mechanical engineering roll. Do you want me to do it for you?
please.
Okay.
Can we see any powder kegs up here?
That would require a detection roll, sir.
Sweet.
Oh,
I will take the roll that you made. You think that it could very well be a warjack.
okay, I'm gonna yell to everyone, Jack's coming. We need off this ship now. Or sink.
I kind of look up just after tying the guy down and go, "Ugh." Cut through the ropes that I can without making it easy for him to get out, and turn to Jostin and go, "Can you carry the fuck?"
Jocelyn says, "Yeah, sure," and slings him over his back.
I'm gonna find something to try and bar the door with if there's anything within easy eyesight. Otherwise, I'm getting off the ship.
To do this, Jostin has had to sling his rifle as well, so he's just holding his trench knife now.
I will help cover him.
Cool.
Tom, are there launches on top of the boat?
Are they what?
Launches, lifeboats.
No. There are not.
Okay, is there anything to block the door or the hatch with?
Nope.
Those look like cannons.
There are no
Are
cannons.
those?
Cool. Good to know.
Is there any kind of black powder on deck that we can see?
Make a detection roll. It will take you how long? How long are you going to spend looking
Well,
for
I'm
black
going
powder?
to, so I think if we're both doing it, we can.
How long are you guys spending to look for black powder?
Maybe 30 seconds.
Okay. Just in case you didn't know, Riker, I give you a bonus to your detection rolls the longer you spend looking, but obviously the longer you spend looking, the more other things are happening.
Yeah. Just the bare bones, whatever we can.
I'll shout to the captain. I'm
You see
going
no
to shout
powder.
to the captain. Do you want us to take? Do you want us to just get out of here, or do you?
But everyone out, let's stand on the dock, let's see what happens, let's put some space between us and the heavy footfalls.
So start moving your characters, like your speed at a time, like all of you at the same time, moving roughly your speed.
Okay. 1, 2. I'm gonna try.
You don't have to be. You
keep
don't have to be
pace.
precise. You just
No.
you can see. You can see the
Mine was
grid
more.
roughly.
Mine was going to be. I'll keep pace with Justin, just to.
Yep.
Because let's face it, me and Birchwell could literally leave the rest of you and add us.
See ya. Just cloud and we're done. Would you? I think I've overspent my time with the great entrance.
My perception roll, was it good enough?
What? No, you didn't find any powder. There isn't any. It's
Okay.
not a ship with cannons. You're all barking up the wrong tree.
To be fair, you did not describe what type of vessel it was.
Nope, because I didn't plan for you guys to try and steal it.
Well, Tom, you should have known better.
In the crew, that would have been like he's gonna try and take it.
Also, like you were last session, you were super worried about reprisals for like attacking a gang, and there was a big difference between attacking and killing a few gang members and stealing a ship. Which do you think is going to get more reprisals?
Hey, they have to catch us if we've got a boat.
Oh yeah, if only you had a publicly traded location that you live at.
How many mooring lines are there still?
There's two. The one that was over here that was damaged, and then this one over here.
Okay, Tom, well, while this is going on, Adel is going to go to each of the corpses that he killed with bleed, and he's going to bayonet them in the face.
Okay. Well, you can't because you're over here.
Can I cut the mooring line that's closest to us?
You'd have to go to here.
Can't see the little blip. I don't know.
Oh, it might be because I'm on GM layer. Here.
I'm thinking maybe cut the mooring lines. I'll do some storm tossed and just send it away from us. Just like send it downriver or wherever the hell it's gonna go.
Okay. Assuming you're telling everyone else that, Riker.
Yeah. Like
Cool.
I'm
Then
throwing it there.
as soon as you point the ropes and cutting, Mert is like on it.
Oh no, it's there. Oh, God, I don't know where I'm gonna cut the rope over here. Whatever the rope. I assume there was a rope over here. Is that what you said? There was one here and one there.
Can we continue to move, Tom?
Yeah.
So Murta moves to there and cuts this rope.
I'm gonna do the same over here.
Roughly
The
wherever it
warjack
was.
is now up on deck, by the way.
Yeah, well, cutting the rope and trying to move it seems like an idea.
What
Okay.
type of warjack is it?
You don't know? Look at it.
Okay. I'm looking.
It's like a labor jack.
It looks like a labourjack to you.
Is it one of ours?
How do you know?
Because being the Grey Lanterns and being a mercenary company, surely we would have had our own insignia stamped onto our jacks.
You would. Make a detection roll.
Oh,
Need me to make a roll to cut the rope at all? Or?
Yeah, make a strength roll. Yes,
Yay.
it looks to be an old grey No, it's a fucking labourjack. You guys had warjacks.
Okay, I'm gonna call out to it, and I'm going to say, "Halt, Jack of the Grey Lanterns."
No, I said it's
we
not.
Have come to
No,
reclaim
I said it's not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
I
a
misheard.
labourjack. You guys were a mercenary company. You had warjacks. Labourjacks are not combat warjacks.
Oh, did we get feat points before finishing
No,
for beating up
because
Giami?
oh yeah, you'd get 1 feat point for finishing him.
Cool.
And are you guys doing anything?
Well, I've tried to cut the rope.
Okay,
Yeah.
roll for initiative,
I'm gonna
please.
call out. You want me to cut the rope? I'm gonna cut the rope.
No, roll for initiative, please.
Stop. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, so...
I made quite clear clues.
Yeah, he was, like, putting shit down, like... Oh, I rolled 23, but I don't know if that's registered on your thing.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, Murta and Birchwell
Cool.
Bones are both in there. Constantine's not, though.
Do you want me to re-roll?
Yeah, please. That hasn't added either. Add custom. Don't worry, I'm just going to add you. Round calculator 17. Add. There we go. Cool. Okay. Why are you not in order? There we go. So that is all of you except the Trollkin, who I will just do now. Objects and tokens layer. Character sheet. Initiative.
We are a very high initiative party.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And
We're professional mercenaries. We ought to know what we're doing.
yeah.
Dot, dot, dot.
Yes,
Taking a
yes,
gun.
you totally couldn't. You totally couldn't have just looted the bodies and walked away. But
Yeah, it's kind of a...
It's Wednesday. Wednesday is fighting and drinking, and now looting.
Right.
Why pollute the bodies when we
Virtual
loot the
Bones, it is your go first.
Did I get to cut the ropes during the period where Bertal was cutting the ropes?
You can cut the ropes now if you want for a full action.
Okay. So what do I roll for that?
Just roll a strength check. Okay. The ropes on this end and this end are cut. It's just this one over here left now.
Crap.
Can you use your storm toss to move the ship again?
He can't.
I was thinking.
He can't. He just used a full round to cut the ropes.
I still have my fast cast, don't I?
No, because a full round is everything you do that turn.
Oh, okay.
So it is Murta's turn now.
So, Murta is going to just quickly turn to the captain. Fugs or rope? Your choice, boss. Fugs. Right. Got it. Murta turns, grins, and is going to just double check distances. They're just out. Oh no, he's in. He's in. Haha, I charged that one.
Do you have Pathfinder?
That guy's very...
Do you have Pathfinder?
No, I don't.
So you can't charge him because the crate's in the way.
Yeah, I missed the crates.
Yep.
Fine.
Unless you spend a feat point for Relentless Charge.
I do have a feat point. I am going to spend my feat point for Relentless Charge.
You mad lad. You are charging into 4 or more bandits.
Hey, I'm close enough that they can't charge me.
Because here's the thing, they're the only ones that are on the screen.
Yeah, well, Murta can't see more. So.
Okie dokie.
That's okay, I'll polarity shield you, mate.
Don't say I
So,
didn't warn you.
Murta appears. Hi!
Okay, stabby time.
Stabby. Very stabby. There was only literally one in range, unfortunately. So boosted damage on the first one. And 2 more attacks, which I'm just rolling before even looking at numbers because...
Okay, so you
may as
hit
well
him
make all
and
3
killed
since
him in
it's
the
on
first
this thing.
attack.
Oh, okay. So the first one was like, slice. Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
He goes down like a sack of shit, you get him a feat point back.
Yay. Which I'm then going to spend to run and gun.
Okay.
And after realizing, there's a lot more of them than I thought.
Yeah, so I'm just going to break for a second and go, from being this close to the edge of the building, you see that there is a small posse of gang members running down the street towards the area of the docks that you guys are at.
A corner. Oh, okay. I run back next to Adele and shout back to the captain. There's loads of them. Can't fight that many.
I'm sorry, Tom, I missed that. Could you repeat how many we can see?
I don't know how many you can see. Only he knows how many you can see.
Basically, I run back and go, there's loads of them. Run. So,
Right.
that is basically my activation because ran in, cut the living shit out of one, ran off.
So is the general party consensus to flee?
I didn't hear that.
I said
Is the general consensus to flee?
It's up to you guys.
Have we got any reason? All right, I want to roll perception check. I want to check to see Murtar is telling the truth.
Okay.
Because
Is this a perception or
No,
a
none of the
detection?
rest of us can see this. And we've just taken down 5 thugs or so, so, you know, I want to make sure that we're...
Yeah, there's loads of them.
Did that go through?
It takes a couple of seconds often for a roll to come through. You think he's sincere?
There we go. Sorry, clicked it twice.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, then we are leaving.
Right, so basically you have to get off this board edge over here. Okay.
Okay.
So next up is Jostin. So he's just going to leg it. He's I think he's speed like 5. Or is he speed 6? He's
Does he
movement.
have any big
He's
points
movement
left
5.
that he can use to dash?
He has 1. He is going to save it because he's already injured as well. And because he's carrying somebody, he can only move 5.
Fair enough.
So he is now here with him. Okay. So next is Adele.
Adele is going to drop Ashen Cloud
Okay.
here. He's going to upkeep his
Where did you
electricity.
want it put? Where do you want it? Oh, here. Right.
Is it not going through?
Yeah, no, I'm seeing it now. It takes me a couple of seconds. Why isn't it letting me move it? Yep, there we go. So you want it here? Cool.
Yeah,
Um,
more or less.
Yep.
Okay, and then I'm going to cast Polarity Shield on myself.
So that will put you at 4 magic points spent.
I believe so, as well as upkeeping the electricity spell.
Oh, so that puts you to 5 then, so you need to make a fatigue
That's fine.
check, which I will do now for you, and you're fine.
Perfect. Is that everything I can do? Can I move as well?
You've cast 2 spells, you can move, yeah.
Okay, well, I would like to head off screen. I'm going to see if I can move my chap. Is
Yep.
that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. So next
Okay,
is Constantine.
Okay. So that cloud's covering us, basically.
Well,
Covering
except
our
for the
escape.
gaps either side of it, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. So... I'm going to move... So run is double movement.
It is, yeah.
it might be worth trying to thin their ranks after you move.
We've got this big cart in the way, though. I can't really see anything.
And the cloud.
Yeah. I mean, if I stand there, can I see the guy at the back, or does he have cover?
He's got cover, but you can see him.
Right. Yeah, okay. I'll do that then. So I'll shoot that guy. Let's have a look.
Yep. So you miss.
Oh well.
Quick
then-
action to reload.
I'm going to spend a... that one. Yeah, okay.
Okay, cool. So next after you are the thugs. He misses you. Oh, they're shooting at Murta if it wasn't
Ah,
a whole
I-
lot.
It does. It highlights who he's shooting at when you do the targeted. So yeah, Murta is currently going feck 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 feck.
I've
Yes.
just noticed I used the wrong weapon.
Okay.
Can I re-roll that?
It still would have missed. He had cover. He had cover, mate.
Right, okay, yeah, fine.
He misses as well. And then this one is going to go one. Oh crap! I just made him a long boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to go into the cloud, so he'll be taking a -2 to hit. But he didn't know that, because even the thugs can't metagame. But as he starts to make the attack, he realizes he's choking on fumes of the ashen cloud. So that misses as well.
Okay then.
Remembering that the ship is closer to the water on that side. And
Yeah.
so we roll back around to Virtual Bones.
Virtual bones. So,
Stipple bones.
I'm going to. If I use a feat point to move again, does that end my turn?
No,
So,
I believe so. Running gun. Oh no, running gun is running gun is move twice your speed when you make a full advance. Sprint is when you incapacitate somebody with a melee attack, you can make it a full advance at the end of the turn. So what Constantine did is technically not something we should be doing. We will correct. No. We didn't know at the time. We'll correct from now on. It's the easiest way to go forward. So
Okay.
you can either spend a feat point to move double your speed and still be able to attack, or you can spend a feat point if you incapacitate somebody in melee and then make a full advance. So like basically you gain sprint from the war game.
Okay, so what I did was sprint, not running gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what you did was fine. It's the shooting one that we don't have.
Question.
Yes.
Can you use your storm toss to throw the jack into the sea?
that's what I'm trying to get in range to do. So, I'll spend the feat point
To move double speed?
double speed, so I can go 6, and then I'm gonna move
You got 10 more after that.
there, and then Storm Toss will have range. Okay, so I'm gonna move to the corpse
Jesus Christ.
center here.
You janky bastards.
Hey, Storm Sorcerer was entirely something I was looking at purely because this kind of stuff is hilarious.
Yeah, it's an amazing
I
spell.
think that like 15 points, right?
You'd be starting at 0 because you get 4 back every turn.
Yeah. So I still have my quick actions, with one being my fast cast. So I'm going to try to Storm Toss the Jack.
Yep, so if you could do a targeted one for me, that would make life a lot easier.
I'm going to boost this one.
Yep.
Storm Toss boosted, and
Targeted roll, sir.
trying to click on the jack, but it's not letting me.
It should.
Let me cancel. Try again. There we go.
So you hit, and he will go back D3. So roll a D3 for me, sir. Oh no,
D3?
it's not D3. It's just 3 inches.
Oh,
It's just 3. It's
there,
not D3.
there we go.
It's an even better spell than we thought. So
Yep.
directly away is into the water.
Yes.
Glug, glug.
I'm guessing it's amphibious.
You're guessing, but you don't know.
Either way, it's going to take a little bit of time to get back up here. Enough for us to get away.
Adol would be able to tell you if it was amphibious.
Can he tell everyone if he's amphibious?
Do you want to tell them?
I would love to know, personally.
It was
Do
not
I need to make-
amphibious.
So,
Goodbye, Jack.
it's borders out. We don't need to worry about it.
You know, we could turn on the thugs and slaughter them and then loot them.
Yeah, but we don't know how many thugs there are. We're trusting that Murtaugh's telling the truth.
Hey, I got all that I got told was there's loads. There's like a whole posse of them. At which point, Murder's like, no.
Right, well, it's Murta's turn now, unless Birchwell's got anything else he wants to do. Actually, he could
Yeah.
cast another 2 spells.
Yeah, I want to
Push another guy in the sea.
I want to push that back guy, and I'm going
This
to pay to.
You're going in the sea, boy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's basically get in the sea.
Get out of here! Swim, boy. Pull off there.
He's in the sea.
And
Swim?
I'm going to run hot, and I'm going to razor wind that last dude.
Okay, I thought you'd put him in the sea as well.
I was going to, but I'm like, you know what? Let's. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to. I think that might actually overlap that one. Yeah, I'm just going to razor wind him. It's not boosted. Just regular.
Hi there, Screwy Fizzle. How you doing? So you missed quite appallingly.
Yeah, quite appallingly.
Turns out you're better at pushing people in the sea than you are slicing them up with.
I'm also over my fatigue.
So you click on the fatigue button up at the top. On the left-hand side there, to the left of your column of blue dots, there should be a button to press. And you're fine. You're fine. You don't care. Murta, it's your turn, sir.
I'm going to use my quick action to high five Birchwell
Cool.
because that was cool as fuck.
I mean, that's a really efficient way to get rid of a warjack.
Yeah. Murta is going to. I think he might be a little close for me to actually do that.
To do
1,
what?
2, 3. Oh no,
Yeah,
I
you
can
can
totally charge that guy.
Yeah, of course you can.
So, Murta is going to charge that guy.
Oh, sorry, Birchwell. Give yourself a feat point for doing something cool.
Point. Yeah.
Because in
yep,
the
charge
rule
that.
books, I can give out feat points for things like that because it's cool.
Murta's charging to there.
Yep.
And gonna carry on with the whole I hit people with a barrage of attacks.
Mhm.
While I'm waiting for it to carry
I
on.
do very much imagine that he is Roberto from Futurama.
Okay, so that's 7 points based on what we were saying earlier. That's dead.
Yep.
Cool. Because 7 points for the intellectual.
Yeah, I understand the rules.
No. It's more for my own thing.
Yeah, no, you're right. So he's
I'm
no
glad
longer.
that you guys understand the rules. It makes playing this game a lot easier.
I had to repeat the rules quite a few times in my last campaign. So you're out of things to do unless you're sprinting.
Oh yeah, because I got a feat point from the killy stuff. Yay. I'm gonna sprint basically.
So
Cause
it's Adele's turn next. I'll let you do your sprint while he's working out his turn, just for speed.
Okay, I'm going to drop the Ashen Cloud.
Mhm.
I'm going to uphold the Electric. I'm going to uphold the Polarity Shield. I'm going to cast Bleed at the one remaining thug, fully boosted.
1
Attack,
second.
damage.
Yep, cool.
I'm pretty sure I was in range.
Yeah, you are. 1
But
second,
yeah,
because are you running hot or not?
what kind of question is that?
Right. So you're dropping. Are you keeping the electrify up or not?
Yeah, I'm keeping both the Polarity Shield and the Electrify up.
Okay. And then are you casting boost and hit and damage?
Yes.
So this puts you at 7 fatigue at the end of this spell.
That's absolutely fine.
And then bleed with boosted hit and damage, targeting.
I should have 3 souls from all the killing that's been going on around me.
Yep. So you hit him and you take him out in one shot.
And that's what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm just going to keep moving towards the edge of the screen unless I can do some looting. Thank you.
You're welcome. You can't because we're still in combat narrative time. So after you is Constantine. What are you doing, Constantine?
I'm going to get to the edge of the board,
Go
and
for
then I'm
it.
going to stop there and go on to Overwatch, make sure everyone else gets out.
Okay.
But I'm just going to stand by the exit.
Yep, it's now the thug's turn.
And kind of cover.
So this thug is going to make a swimming check.
double one. Ah.
He manages to get out.
I was going to try and crush him with the boat next turn. Try to
Agility check. He climbs out.
bastard. Can we see what kind of weapons they have drawn?
So they're carrying hand weapons, so like swords, axes, things like that.
Nothing like no pistols are aimed at
They
us
have
or.
pistols. Yeah, they have pistols. So this one's going to fire at Birchwell.
Oh, leave me alone, boyo.
No, he's going to shoot you, boyo.
Oh, boy.
He's going to shoot you dead.
Very well could. I don't have much left.
I mean, he's really not, because your dude has got skills of being a dodgy boy.
Dodgy boy.
Defense for days.
And this one is going to come up, and he's going to do the self same thing. Targeted roll. Miss. This one's going to come up, and he's going to take a shot into the back of the Trollkin. He's got the boss. Get him. Okay, for some reason that one's not letting me do it. Oh no, it did it. Okay, so it hit, and it did 5 damage to the 2.
Just out of interest, are you keeping track of the overall numbers within this game, Tom?
Yes, for as far as you know, I am.
Interesting.
3. So he's going to half it with his last feat point. So he takes 3 damage. He's on 4 health left.
Isn't that 4 damage?
No.
7.
He did. Yeah. So.
No, I mean, is it?
Yeah,
So
sorry.
2 damage.
Yes, apologies.
Yeah. Don't worry, we have all been stacking intellectual on every.
No, that's not why I did it. It's just because I'm a moron. This one's going to show to Birchwell.
I'll leave him alone.
No, you won't. You threw his metal mate in the Oggin.
Yes.
Oh, that's a mighty miss. And this one's going to shoot at Birchwell as well, because he's the only one you can see. Birchwell is dancing a merry jig of bullets here.
I'm sorry, guys. I should have upheld the Ashen Cloud. I thought that we were going to be done. I guess Mortag really was telling the truth.
When has he ever not yet?
Well, gee. Just that whole metagaming thing we're supposed to forget about.
And that guy missed as well. Okay, there we go. So it is now Birchwell's turn.
Get in the sea.
So you start the turn with 2 fatigue currently on you. You alright?
So is the plan that we're still going to try and escape, or are we going to take these guys out?
We don't know that these are the only ones that there are. There might be more than these 7 that are on the map at the moment. I suggest we still go.
Perfect.
Tom, can I make a streetwise check to see if I can work out just how big the gang might be?
Yep.
Cool.
You think that it's big?
Probably not all there is then, is it?
No.
When you say big, are we talking hundreds, dozens?
Dozens.
They missed me, and I'm going to laugh.
He reckons you've killed a fair amount of them, but there's still quite a lot of them.
Better part of valor?
Yeah.
Did all of them witness their shots at me and witness my laughing?
Right. Because of the proximity of most of you of the end, and the fact that only one of you is going to take 2 turns to get out, and that being the Trollkin, if you guys all agree that you're done, I can just end this now.
Yeah, I'm quite happy to say done.
Cool.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, because that's unanimous, the combat will now actually end. So, is your guys' plan to head back to base via a circuitous route, I imagine?
Yeah, head back to base. A scenic route.
Right. So, everybody gain your fizz in health back.
Cool. Once we're kind of in a reasonably safe-ish spot, I would like to tell the group that I've just got a quick thing to do while we're still in the Wake Islands, and I'll meet them back at the base.
Okay.
Anyone
2, 3,
got anything to say back to that?
Yeah, absolutely. Adele, in his usual tough boy voice, says, "You know, we have just been attacked and abducted, well, whatever you want to call this thing, this bounty, and you want to disappear off on your own. Not only will you endanger the rest of us by not having another sword arm at our side, you yourself will be vulnerable and alone. Are you quite certain this is the course you want to take?"
I grin back and go, this is my old home, fella. I'm sure I know a few ways around that those Kip Street boys aren't going to get.
Okay. That sounds fair.
Captain, what do you have to say about this?
I am concerned that your loyalty to the party is not entirely what it could be. And what I'm interested to know is why you need to go.
It's basically I think I've got a way to maybe get them off our back.
And you care to share that information?
I know several gangers around here.
Such as?
Well, I told you last night, Captain, that who looked after me when I got back here. It's, you know, he's got some pull.
I'm not happy about it, but I let him go.
Thank you, Captain. I'll be back soon enough, and I'll help you get the information from the bounty we need.
Okie dokie. So, the rest of the party head back to the base on Chaser Island. I take it you're going to go a non-direct route to avoid...
The safest route we can.
Oh, the safest route would be the most direct route, because it would be the one that would be most patrolled.
Then we're taking the
I'd like to have
direct
a
route.
word with Captain and say perhaps we should find an inn and wait there rather than go back to our base. If these are the same guys which raided us, then they will know where our base is and they may launch a counterattack.
Well, we're
So
better.
then they'd be
but,
counter-attacking an empty base.
Well, it wouldn't be empty if we arrive back.
we are going home. We've got this bounty. We're taking it back. Going to
Okay.
find out what we can, but we are going home.
Okay. So on your way back, you are occasionally glancing over your shoulders to check to see if you're being followed. You don't believe that you are, or at least you believe that you're being followed while you're on the Wake Islands. As soon as you cross onto Hospice Island, you don't believe that you're being followed anymore. People are giving you a kind of odd look that the Trollkin is carrying somebody over his shoulder. At one point, a guard approaches, but one of you just shoves the bounty notice in his face, and he just makes an acknowledgement and just walks off. You make it back to the base with no further incident.
Along the way, I would like to stop off at the Quenched Whistle and then bid people adieu because I have to jet.
Oh, are you shooting off now, mate?
Yeah.
Okay, so your character is in the Quench Whistle then. That's where you can be. Okay.
It was great seeing
Alright.
you again.
Yeah, good seeing you.
Thanks,
buddy.
Thanks, Riker. And hilarious
Yeah,
pushing people into the sea.
It was a lot of fun. I definitely
Get
did.
into the sea.
That was absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much.
A good one, guys, and good luck.
Aye.
Okay, so you arrive back at your HQ, and in your HQ is Mac. Now, I should mention, for those of you that are unaware and people watching, the player that played as Mac isn't going to be able to commit to the game anymore, so he is now essentially an NPC that lives in your base.
Cool.
But Mac is going to be basically hanging around the base unless you guys drag him somewhere. He doesn't want to go.
I'm going to tell. So it's just me and Adele at the moment.
No, and Johnston. Johnston was carrying the bounty.
Right. Okay. I'm going to turn to.
By the way,
Adele.
there's something else. I hadn't finished.
Oh, go
on. Mac hands you a note written in neat cursive writing in a kind of Laelese script. Is a letter from Elodie. It says, though it pains me, I can't allow my conscience to keep nagging at me. I have to go find my son. I hope you will forgive me that I have had that I'm leaving you in these times, but family is important to me. I have gone off to seek him. So, Elodie has left the party.
I'm going to turn to Adele and say, dropping like flies.
Well, who's going to cook for us now? More words.
I can't hear you, dude.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me say this again. I said, who's going to cook for us now? I wonder where Morag went.
1 second. Yeah, I wonder where Morag went. Well, Mograt, you
Anyway.
mean, but sure.
Yes. I turn to the trollkin and say, shall we put our prisoner in the forge? I know there's no coal in the forge, there's nothing there, but it's probably the most secure location that we have right now.
Yep, he's in there. I've moved him in.
Perfect. I turn to the captain and say, shall we wait on our little errant friend, or shall we begin?
I just want to put a hand on Justin's shoulder and say, thanks, big guy. Take a rest. You need it.
So he is going to go to his room. You guys haven't allocated rooms yet.
I have. The first on the left is my room.
Okay.
I had a conversation with Riley in there.
Fair enough. So I'm going to give the Trollkin the room opposite because he's the biggest, and that's the next biggest room.
Cool.
I would also like to set Mac on watch.
You don't have authority to do that.
I thought I was de facto second in command.
Does Mac acknowledge that?
I will ask Mac very nicely if he wouldn't mind keeping an eye out for enemies.
He says, I'm a mechanic, damn it, not a watchman. He says, how good would it look to have a tiny gobber keeping watch?
Less likely to be sighted.
Okay, I'll
I'm a
do it. I'll do
mechanic
it from an
too.
upstairs window, he says.
That's fair enough. I'm a mechanic too. We all have to pull our weight around here until we can hire additional security.
Why, hello there, Drakius Dragoon. You just missed Riker. He just stepped out. Birchwell Bones did some very amusing throwing a warjack into the river using his storm magic. It was pretty funny. So we now skip back to Murta, who is off on the Wake Island still.
Going to church.
Going to church. So you already know where it is because you lived here. So you find it with very little trouble. You do get a couple of looks as you're approaching the shrine, but nothing untoward.
I kind of stop, do a little religious thing at the shrine first, and then go to find the people I've actually turned up to talk to.
Yep. Okay. So the two blokes that were casing the building a couple of nights ago that contacted you briefly walk up to you and say, have you had more thoughts about where your loyalties lie?
I kind of do a slight bow, like not deferential, but like respectful, and go, as always, it's to our masters across the water. I wanted to clarify some things about my position and make sure that I could tell you what I thought were the advantages. Also, there's been a bit of a dust-up that I think we may need to help calm down the good captain.
He, the more dominant one, the only one that you've heard speak, the other one has never spoken, says, yeah, I'm aware that your lot had a bit of a scuffle with the Kip Streets. Word has got back to Mr. W, but he's not overly too bothered. He said the bloke that you took was only a medium level enforcer for that gang, so it's more his weakness than your strength that is perceived at the minute.
I kind of grin slightly and go, to be fair, the man had been causing some ruckus that could have caused Mr. W some issues.
He said he's aware that the bloke was getting caught in places he shouldn't have been. He said, we do not mind whether you deliver him dead or alive, but dead would be preferable because dead men tell no tales.
I kind of pause, think for a minute, and nod and go, I know that the rest of the company I'm with at the moment are after the money, but I'll try and convince them that dead is better. Reason I'm with this company is I thought, well, one, gives me money so I don't have to keep leeching off our bosses, but two, it also means that I do actually get around a bit. I'm in different circles to the rest of us, which means that I get to hear things the rest of us might not. They do travel occasionally, but what I'll do every time I know that's happening, I'll make sure to let the bosses know, and it should mean that I can get some information from a bit further inland.
They said that the dominant one, the only one that's spoken, looks at the other one. The other one nods silently, and the one that's been the one that talks to you says, "This is acceptable to us. Obviously, we would prefer it if you take jobs that will reduce the power of Captain Kilbride and increase the power of Captain Wernick at any opportunity you get. Keep your cover, and we may have other tasks for you. We will contact you via the usual means." You do not need to contact us.
I nod and go, now if you excuse me, gentlemen, I need to show some faith. And I go back and pray properly for a bit and then head back to the base.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, back at the forge,
Yep.
I'd like Adele to find a pair of tongs,
Okay.
if he still has any.
Do a detection roll. Okay, you don't find any tongs. Murta is back now. What you were doing, Murta, didn't take long enough for you to not catch up for a Trollkin carrying a man. Given your quicker speed, you weren't that far behind them.
Fair enough.
Well, you're real
I'll
fast,
kind
and the
of-
Trollkin carrying a man isn't particularly fast. So,
I'll
I'm going
kind
to
of go on.
take out my entrenching spade.
okay, you take out your entrenching spade.
I'll nod to the captain and go, turns out this guy's only medium level enforcer, so probably not going to be too many issues. We might have some with the gang themselves, but their higher ups aren't going to have any issues, Cap.
I'm going to nod to him curtly and beckon him inside.
I'll follow inside.
Right, I'm going to double check and make sure that this guy is still bound and gagged.
He is.
Okay,
Murta
then I'm
knows
going
his
to...
knots.
I'm sorry?
Murta knows his knots.
Ah, good. I'm
kind of
going
his thing.
to wake him up.
Okay, so you wake him up.
And I'm going to very slowly draw Adele's fingertips along the man's face underneath his eyeballs and say, "Good day, sir."
Mm-hmm.
And then I will follow up and say, "Do you know where you are and to whom you speak?"
Do an interrogation roll for me, please. Or an intimidation.
That's it. Both of those I don't actually have on.
Cool.
What would I use instead?
So you just roll it so you just roll 2d6 and then add the appropriate stat. In this case, we're going to go with strength.
Perfect.
So,
Okay, so is he going to answer?
sorry?
I'm sorry, I said, is he going to answer?
Have you rolled it yet? Do you want me to roll it for you? Okay. So he wasn't intimidated by you, and you said you ran your fingers underneath his eye.
Yes.
He strains at his ropes and manages to get his mouth one free. He bites your finger.
I am going to put the tip of the spade between his teeth.
Okay, you do that.
And then I'm going to leave his mouth open.
Okay. Yep, you do that.
Is there any change from him?
He's screaming you can't understand what he's saying because there's a spade in his mouth.
Then I'm going to lean into his ear and I am going to say very low, "You are part of the gang that murdered my comrades. Now, we have a bounty on you which says that we need to bring you in alive. It says nothing about the condition you need to be in. Maybe I'll take your eyes, your fingers, your feet. Just give me a reason. In fact, maybe I will leave you as a eunuch." And Adele is not using his posh boy voice at this point.
Okay. Yeah, you say that.
I'm going to take my bleeding finger and rub it across his eye, and then I'm going to lever the spade out just a little and say, "Unless you want to end up as a cripple for life, you're going to tell me everything you know about the raid on our base. Also help me, I will make you wish you were dead."
Roll intimidation. You didn't actually roll your 2d6.
Wow.
So you rolled fucking garbage, and he is going to roll. Yeah, he just goes, "Fucking do it, you pussy."
All right,
I'm going to
take
step in. I'm going to step in at this point, and
He
I'm
says,
going to
I
start.
don't believe you'd fucking got the stones for it."
I want to talk
I'm
to
sorry,
him.
you were saying?
I want to talk to him.
Yep.
I think Constantine's going to step in, and Constantine is not going to try and intimidate him.
Yep.
I'm just going to try and reason with him logically,
Mhm.
and I'm going to tell him that if he was a big deal, then someone would have come for him. He was bound and carried by a troll. Everyone knew where we were going. Everyone knew who we were. If they wanted him back, they would have come to get him. And at this stage, he's probably been left for dead. So it's in his interest to tell us what we want to know, because if we think he's not going to tell us what we want to know, then there's every possibility that we could just kill him.
Negotiation, adding your intellect.
Okay, let's have a look. Interrogation?
No, negotiation.
I haven't got negotiation as a skill.
Just roll it. Roll a base intellect then. I'm giving you a bonus
Okay.
based on your roleplay though.
Intellect. Oh.
Pardon me. He says, when you get taken like I did, in the way I did, it's expected that you're not coming back from it. You're right, they're not going to come for me.
So it's in your interest to make sure that we know as much as we can so that we can keep you as safe as we can before we take you to the bounty hunter.
So you're turning me in anyway?
You're going to have to give us something very, very good for us not to turn you in. We're not a very wealthy company at the moment, and we need this to put bread on the table. So you're going to have to make it very much worth our while for us not to just turn you in.
He says, what's my bounty at currently?
It's 25 gold alive, 20 dead.
Shit, that's better than I thought. He says, I know where you could get a warjack if that would help. Sorry, not a warjack, a laborjack. I know where you can get a laborjack. They're worth a couple of thousand, easy.
We're not fishing anything out of the river.
What do you mean out of the river?
If you're talking about the laborjack that was on that boat we caught you on, I think it's probably not working quite as well as it was.
What did you do?
Adele is going to smile at this point and say, "You heard our captain. It's in the sink."
Oh, man. They're going to be pissed. Well, that's the only thing that I had of value that was equal to or more than my bounty. Oh, shit.
What about history?
Let's see how much your information is worth to us.
He said, well, it was my gang that robbed this place. We sold off the broken warjacks that were in the stables. The coal mainly got sent around various bases to not just our gang but other gangs. The forge gear went to Bellows Island and got sold to a merchant up there. Various bits got sent all over the place.
So where's the coin?
The coin got paid upwards as tribute.
In other words, you have nothing.
I can't hear you, dude. Your mic is awful.
I'm sorry, let me just reconnect.
It's like you're a VHS tape from a boot sale.
Are we good?
What's VHS?
I said, so what you're saying is you've got nothing.
He sighs and just looks down at his bound feet and says, yeah.
Tell
So-
us more about your gang.
He
Who are
said,
you? How many of them are you? Who do you answer to? Why did you come here?
Kip Street Blades. We came here on our own initiative to try and make a big score to get us better noticed with High Captain Wernick. We're not huge in the way of things at the minute, but we're on our way up and up. Although after today, I'd seen you'd killed 6 of my lads before I went down. So
At this point, I just get a slow coming across my face as I stare at him while the two officers talk to him and go, yeah, and a few more.
he looks at you and goes, "How many?"
I start counting with my fingers.
He goes, "Well,
Adele
I don't think there's much of the
says-
gang left." Then he says,
Adele says, not nearly enough to cover the deaths that you cost us.
"Yeah."
I'm going to carry on grinning and going, Has he talked you to death yet?
He says, "I got nothing more for you."
At which point I grin, turn to Adele and go, I know you love this company as much as me.
I turned back to Morag and said, actually, I was going to slit his wrists to stop him from ever picking up a weapon, slit his ankles to stop him from walking, take his toes, take his fingers, take his eyes, and take his tongue. But the good captain, well, he convinced me to step back for a moment.
I look to the captain and go, tongue's not a bad idea, it means you can't tell anyone any information about our base.
Since he has nothing, I wonder if he'd be willing to serve us. He can't go back. Maybe we could use another man.
I want the money. Let's not cut the. It's like I'm not. We don't need another mouth to feed. We don't know what his loyalties are. We want the money. Let's get this over with.
He
Get
says,
him down
"I'll
to the
do it.
banter."
I'll work for you. I'll work for you.
I'm
I
gonna
can guard
boot
your
him in the
base.
nuts.
I
I'm
can
just
be
gonna
good
boot him
a
in the
fight."
nuts. Literally just turn and just boot him in the nuts and go, we're talking, boy.
Okay, so
Adele,
is there a general consensus?
So, my view is cut out his tongue, keeps him from spilling anything about us. We get the full bounty because he's still being delivered alive. Job's a good one. Actually, before we do that, can I make a law roll?
A law what?
A law, no, as in the law.
Oh, yeah, of course you can.
To see if alive does in fact mean unharmed.
Mhm. You think that from what you understand, you think that it's reasonable force.
Right, cutting out his tongue is not going to be considered reasonable force. Because that's, definitely pinned him down.
Yeah,
Shit.
Drakios called shots. Nut shots. So, yeah.
Can I do a law roll as well, just to confirm that?
Yeah, of course you can.
Adele turns
You agree with his assessment and say we probably shouldn't cut his tongue out.
Adele turns to our bounty target and says, if you betray us, if you come back for us, you may not think that I have the stones to take your stones, but take a look at my friend here. And I put my hand on Martag's shoulder.
I think Martog's going to just lower his shoulder so your hand slips off, probably.
No, I'm. It's like I kind of look at his hand, look in his face, and go, "Take it off," and
Touch me.
it's like, take it off. But I do look at the guy and go, but he makes his point, right?
He says, "Yeah. I don't know quite how I'm going to come back when I'm wanted for murder."
I turn to the captain and say, if he could lead us to where his gang's coin is, we may get more than if we turn him in. That might be his only negotiation left. But I'm happy to follow your lead.
I want to straight up interrogate him,
Mm-hmm.
and say, "This is your last chance. What do you know? What can you tell us? If you're holding back on anything, now is the time to let us know."
I need to roll. No, he doesn't have it, so he's just going to roll that instead. He says, it's like I told you, all the money's gone upwards. We made lots of tribute payments to try and make ourselves seem better than we are, so we'd look good in the eyes of our betters. Our best asset was that labourjack.
The one that's the bottom of the dragon's tongue.
Yep. So you say it is.
Right. Well, sounds like we're taking him in, or
Yeah.
we can have a bit of revenge for our poor friends here.
Revenge.
Only 5. It's only 5 gold. I think that's worth getting some revenge for our fallen comrades.
I'm going to ask
No,
him which
revenge
god
would
he
be-
follows.
You're going to ask me what?
I'm going to ask this glammy twat which god he follows, which god he worships.
He says he follows no god.
Then I suggest we burn him.
Burn him?
I hold up my hand and say, wait, hang on. He may have been involved, but we still don't know who was responsible for killing the people in our headquarters. Let's get the names out of him, and then we can give him the option of a quick and safe death, or a less than happy death.
He broke the first tenet of the canon of true law. He deserves to burn.
God. Oh dear. Okay. Well, you guys are in charge. What's happening?
I turn to our Mark and I say, now is the time. Give me the names I want and convert, or you're going to burn.
He says it was Joey. There was Mikey D. There was Big Tony. There was Little Steve. All those guys came with me on the raid of your base.
Oh, so you were involved!
Yeah.
I'm going to do a perception check.
Yep, you think he's telling the truth?
And how many of them were amongst the people that we slew today?
He says that he saw all of them go down before he went down. They were his lackeys. Hey, Emberwild, how you doing?
So it's, again, a grin just goes across Tag's face and goes, so you're the only one left to get full vengeance for our comrades.
Adele
He
points
says,
out.
don't kill me, I'm worth more alive.
Why?
Adele
Why are
says
you worth
very-
more alive? What can you offer us?
5 more gold from my bounty.
Got nothing to.
5 more gold from my bounty. You told me how much I'm worth, literally.
If we kill him with fire, how will they identify the body? We should take his head and then burn him, or at least burn him and then take his head.
Let's rack him.
We don't have a rack.
Buy one?
Right, as fun as this has been, I suggest we take this heretic and we collect our bounty.
By your command.
Right, let's do it.
Okay, who's carrying him? Or is he walking
Trollkin.
on his own? The Trollkin's in bed.
Trollkin's recovering from wounds, so what I suggest... we're
You
going
can
to do
make
the
him
so.
walk, by the way.
We're going to make him walk the
I'm also
slow
going to.
shuffle.
I'm also going to point out it's easier to carry him if we just stab him. Because, yeah, means we have to carry him, but means he's not going to try and run off.
No, he's going to walk. It might very well be his last.
Okay.
Right.
So, he was wanted, and you had to bring him back to the Trade Guild on Bellicus Island, which is up here. So you have to go across to Doloth Island here, and then up through the Three Maidens Islands, and then up to Bellicus Island.
Adele turns to his companions and says, "Would reasonable force include breaking his fingers so he can't grab a
entirely.
weapon and launch it?"
Absolutely, entirely.
I'm just going to check.
You reckon that the bounty office probably wouldn't care too much if he had broken fingers.
Let's start breaking fingers then.
Okay.
I'm going to pull out his own pistol, swing it around to the pommel, and go, "This is really heavy and really nice and handy," and then just start breaking fingers.
Okay. So as the pommel of the pistol strikes down at his hands, you hear the nice woody snap of finger bones breaking. He howls in pain, begging you to stop. You ignore his pleas and break all 10 of his digits.
No, you leave them as thumbs. You always leave them their thumbs.
Okay, so you leave.
I'm not a complete monster.
So
besides, if you take their thumbs, you can't use thumb screws.
All 8 fingers are now broken.
Take his teeth.
Adele calmly says, "You murdered our companions. If it were up to me, we would break a whole lot more, including your toes."
No, he's toast for walking. Take his teeth.
Are you taking his teeth?
Actually, I would like to open his mouth and see if there's any gold fillings or anything.
There is not.
There's no point, boss.
Okay. Let's just get him off to this bounty office.
Okay.
Let's collect on this bounty. Any trouble at all, we kill him.
Okie dokie. So, leaving your HQ, Mac is left trying to still tidy up and do what he can, the best he can with the forge room. Jostin is sleeping off his wounds in his bunk. You head across west to Dolph Island and then north up through the Maidens and then north further still to Bellicus Island. You're heading towards the trade district to hand in the bounty because he was wanted for murder of a shopkeep on this island, so that's where he needs to go back. Okay, so you arrive at your destination, and you're stood outside the trade office.
Okay, I'm going to take his left arm. Adele's going to take his right arm, and we're going in.
Okay. So walking into the building, somebody says, "What business do you have here? Who's this?"
"This is a bounty for which we have a notice for. We have come to claim our due reward." Adele holds up the bounty notice.
The man at the desk walks over, takes the notice, studies it thoroughly, looks at the picture that's been drawn on the bounty, looks at the man that you're strong-armed into the building, who's seemed to be in quite a lot of pain. He looks back and forth between the paper and the man and says, "Yep, that's him, all right." He turns around and says, "Stephanie, go get the petty cash." And a fairly well-dressed woman walks into the door at the back. About a minute later, she comes out with a strong box, opens it up, and the bloke that looked at the bounties and the man dips in, takes out 25 gold, and presses it into your hand, and says, "Thank you very much. Excellent job."
If you have any others like this, we would be interested. Thank you for your.
He says, "I'll be sure to post them in the bounties office should we have any need."
I'm gonna actually say, you realise that bounty office is like it's terrible to find bounties. You might want to post it somewhere a bit easier to find.
He said, "But that's where we post them. That's what we do. That's the bounty office."
Cool. Would also have been nice to know he was a Kip Street Blade.
Yeah. So I'm going to turn to him and said, "My friend, the bounty office is organised about as well as a Cossite ball."
He says, "Okay, that's not really my purvey. I'm trade district. It's not really anything to do with me."
I'm just going to raise my chin at him, tut, and walk off.
He goes, "Have a good day."
Adele comments, "Sir, you wouldn't happen to have any copies of the most recent bounties posted before sending them off to the office, would you?"
He said, "That's the most recent one we've sent on."
Yeah, I'm done here. We're done here.
Cool. All head back to base.
Yeah, we're all going to head back to base.
Okay.
Any chance of a break, Tom?
Yep. Break. Sorry, you should have said earlier if you wanted one.
Yeah, no, it's if you want to carry on. It's cool.
15 minutes, so we'll meet back at 11:45. Okay.
Perfect.
Just going to mute myself.
Yep. No worries.
All right. Back in 15 then.
Okay. Chat. We will be taking a break. So at this moment, I'd just like to remind you that this stream is sponsored by Engines East. Engines East, the place to buy your Steam Jacks in 5 fingers. I really need to get like an elevator music button, but I don't have one.
That would be hilarious. Anyway, catch you in 15, Tom.
Yep, I'm going to go for all Waz. Why, hello. Who's still hanging about? Nobody. Just me and myself. Tasty. Oh. Well, if you are watching out there in Twitch land, I'd like to thank you personally for coming along and watching our adventures in the Iron Kingdoms. So it's 2.3 hours in. Went.
Does anyone have any questions in the chat about our little party setup, our characters? Anything that we can answer?
Emberwild says "Yar," but that's not a specific question about anybody's characters. Although Emberwild, just FYI, I'm currently making IKRPG minis, which I'm painting for all of the regulars on Rikers channel, and some of them are going to be appearing in this campaign. So if you want to hit me up on the Discord, if you're on the Discord, and we can sort you out a character that might be an NPC, an enemy, an ally. Depends who they are and how we fit them in. But I'm definitely looking to include as many as of my friends on Rikers regulars as I can. I've already made characters for Riker and Avel, as well as Storikers 1, and I've got Drakios's character sorted as well. It's just a case of finishing writing their backstories, as it were. And they'll only appear in the campaign when it would be appropriate, so like when they would naturally occur. I'm not going to force them in. So, yeah. Basically what I did last time was I put up pictures of a bunch of minis that I was painting, character minis, and let people pick which one they liked the best, and then we worked out a character based around what the mini looks like and what you're interested in. So, yeah, just a bucket of NPC, basically. Sweet old bucket of NPCs. Yeah, I think Avel is a pirate duelist, for example. Colin, are you still there?
I am indeed.
You honestly thought I was going to let you have a ship in episode 3?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. Of course not. But I'm character playing.
Character playing, oh my god. Like,
look, if I'd really wanted to, we would have got the Cortex codes out of the guy before we dropped him off at the bounty office. Our next mission will be to use the diving bell, or one of our next missions. We could have gone back into enemy territory. We could have tried to retrieve it, but that's insane.
right,
Just like having a ship in.
Here's the thing. What should have been a 15 to 30 minute end of a combat took an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, I had no.
Hey, this is what happens when you have players.
Like, the idea was that bounty should have taken like half an hour to wrap up, and then we move on to the next thing. We've now got less than an hour. Well, we've got an hour and a bit to... You're mad, men.
What did you expect? You gave us
I
someone.
told you
who
what I
attacked
expected.
our
Half an
base.
hour, finish off the combat, loot the bodies, leave.
You put a ship in front of us.
No, that was the only map I could find that was relatively, like, themed.
It was fun though, right?
Yeah, it was fun, but also I was like, you fucking kidding me? You're trying to steal a ship. Only one of you can sail.
Depends how big the ship is.
As I recall, in the last game, Adol's former incarnation did actually have a ship for all of one session.
Right, so how big is the ship? Let's have a look.
It looks like it's got 2 masts,
It's about
maybe 3.
80 feet long.
Yeah, you need at least 6 people who know how to sail.
At least.
At least. In fact, Bitter Medicine has rules for this.
Yeah, I'm not looking to do a sailing campaign at the minute. Like, if you guys want to turn it into that, I need prep time because I've not planned for that.
Yes, no.
Stay 5 fingers for the majority of the campaign.
Yeah. Well, no, you guys can move out of 5 fingers if you want. It's just, there's more to do in 5 fingers. By the way, you guys actually missed out on, like, a fair amount of loot by trying to steal that ship.
We tried to steal a fucking ship.
Yeah, because you could have looted all the bodies that you killed.
Whereas instead, the only loot was Murta going, I'm going to loot this guy.
Well, you would have got him regardless as long as you complete the bounty, you got that guy.
Yeah.
So you guys can go back to base, right?
Well,
Yeah.
actually, I wanted to speak to Constantine about that and ask him if it's worth going after the merchant that they sold our bellows to. I don't think it is.
You
but
didn't
it might.
get told. You didn't get told which merchant.
It was just
Not
a
told.
merchant on this island.
And the location, and there's quite a lot of plausible deniability on behalf of all of those merchants.
And also, there's hundreds of them. It's an island.
Yeah. So I don't think it is. But what I think we just follow through the plan. We go and we get this body up from the seabed or the riverbed.
Yeah. So while you were gone there, David, I was just saying that what I expected to take half an hour took an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to be, there was like 3 guys left to fight, and that was going to be it. But because you went with the whole trying to steal the boat that I had to curtail. Oh my god.
Falling rocks. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Right. So
Something else that we might need to work out is our treasurer is one of the players who left.
Yes. Okay, so I need you guys to appoint a new treasurer, please. Actually, that is relevant and would like you to do it.
Murtagh, would you like to be treasurer, given your shady past and dealings?
That strikes me as a really, really bad idea.
Yes, but it'd be really, really funny.
Well, considering John can only make every other session, it's probably a good idea if Murta is the treasurer.
Yeah, okay.
It's it's kind of a in character. I don't know whether you trust him or not, but he's generally proven to be trustworthy. It's only like these last 2 things that have been like, what? Because before that, the company was probably big enough that you didn't know him too well.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, FYI, if you go to the PCs tab of your journals, you can see that there is a sheet in there called Party Funds. So I think he had... How much did he have on him?
So the amount I picked up was 4 gold, 2 silver, and 5 copper.
1 second. I'm just going to add that. 4 gold, 2 silver. Okay. And how much copper? 4?
5.
5. Okay.
5. So I will take that back out of my personal money now.
Yep.
Because
So
Murtagh
you-
would have entirely seen it as well. Group
Yep.
work
So,
together to get that. So
you now have 41 gold, 1 silver as a party.
Well, my suggestion is we keep it in the party until we get to 50 gold, and we keep 50 gold as a baseline.
So, as you get back to the base, your good old friend Raleigh turns up.
I'm going to shoot him in the head from very close range.
Are you actually going to shoot him in the head?
I'm joking. I'm not going to shoot him in the head.
Oh.
Oh, I actually can now. I've got a pistol.
Oh, have you kept that, have you?
I've got a pistol, a sword, and a dagger that I don't know what to do with. It's literally like, I have these 3 weapons. Selling them's kind of pointless, but I can't use a pistol.
Well, they're worth so
We
little.
can put them
that-
in the party pot.
Yeah, you can put them in the room full of chests at the back.
Cool. Can we put that under party funds then, Tom?
Yeah. You can add to it. It's an editable document by you now. I've basically given you permissions on Roll20 to edit that page.
You could put it as party armory.
Yeah, so I'll put armory, a sword, a dagger,
Are you
and a
keeping the
pistol.
You're not keeping the pistol on you?
I can't shoot a pistol for shit. Poise is my dump stat, and I do not have pistol skill.
Fair enough.
It's like, I'm actually better at throwing grenades than shooting a pistol.
So, as it were, Raleigh turns up and says, how's today been going? I noticed you guys just arrived just before me.
Adele says very calmly in his upper class voice, those lowlives which attacked our headquarters and slew our people have been disposed of.
He says,
We are avenged.
very good indeed. I'm very impressed at you all. Such a good thing to have heard be completed. Dreadful business. Hey! I'm happy.
Adele continues by saying, were you able to find out any more information by leaning on your contacts, sir?
He says, yes, I have a couple of pointers for you with regards to one of the tasks I gave you. So I have 2 thoughts on how you could recover the coffin. One, you could hire a jack marshal with a amphibious warjack to collect the coffin for you, or you could hire a boat with a diving bell and either hire somebody else to go down and get it or do it yourselves. With regards to the collection of the box, I've employed somebody to do some reconnaissance, shall we say, of that gentleman's manor. He should return to me in 2 days' time with more information, which of course I will relay to you, my men.
Reconnaissance will be most helpful, thank you. During our little, shall we say, adventures this morning in which we avenged our former colleagues, we ran across a labourjack which unfortunately we had to sink. With the jack marshal you suggested, do you think it would be worth making the attempt to retrieve it, sir?
Where is it?
Well, that's the thing. It's on Wake Island, in the midst of enemy territory.
That is entirely up to you. I would probably not advise it, though. Maybe enough attention has been drawn.
Quite my thoughts too, but I thought that I would ask you, since obviously the overall health of the company is your concern.
Well, I'm not sure what you'd want a labourjack for in a mercenary outfit anyway. Quite not something that I'm ultimately familiar with. At any rate, who the hell is that? He gestures towards the door.
I would assume you mean Mograt. That's
What is a
Gobber.
Mograt?
A Mograt is a servant whose services I have employed in regards to cleaning the forge.
Well, can he get out of
Constantine
my...
is staring daggers at both of you right now.
Can he get out of my sight, please?
Adele clicks his fingers and points towards the forge.
Nothing happens.
If you will pardon me for a moment, gentlemen.
Okay, you're pardoned.
Adele goes to speak with Mograt and keep him out of sight, then return.
Okay. So Riley says, so how much did you make on that bounty?
Enough.
How much?
10 gold, sir.
10 gold. Deception roll, please. You knew I was going to ask for it.
I knew you were going to ask, and I know I'm not massively good at it, but hey.
You said it. You got to roll the deception.
I know.
Because you're a lying liar that lies.
What's that?
I'm going to go with street riot. No, deception, but
I don't
intellect.
have
You have to
actual
use
deception.
intellect. You have to use intellect.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a pity.
No, and in my mind right now, you have to use intellect. Sorry.
And I have not gained any feat points from anything, so joy, intellect, unboosted. Yay.
That's not bad.
Oh, wow!
He believes you. He says, okay, well, I will be taking 5 of that, please.
I kind of nod to our captain and
I'm
start
going
counting.
to stop there and said 5 for what? What services have you rendered?
The building you're stood in.
The building that we're stood in that we had to fix when we got back here.
Yes.
I put it to you, sir, that you've done nothing to deserve that 5 gold at all.
It's
And
not about
asking
deserve,
for half
it's
of the
about...
take, asking for half of the take on a bounty that you had nothing to do with, that you're probably just going to gamble away, is frankly insulting. And you know it's insulting.
He says, speak to me outside.
I said, no, you'll say what you want to say to us here.
Ooh. Okay. He says, quite frankly, I find you to be... Oh, I'm struggling to think of the word. My dyslexia brain is...
Abrasive,
It's fun.
obnoxious, impudent.
Yes, I find you, your tone to be impotent and insulting. I've a mind to strike you, sir.
Yeah, and
Adele, at this
see what
point,
happens.
steps in and holds up his hand and says, Sir and Captain, I understand that this would result within a duel, and our company has lost enough good men as it is. Perhaps, sir, if you would supply us with details as to how you maintain the place, then it would be, shall we say, in everybody's interest to pay you your cut as well.
He says, it is not your business who and what I do business with. It is your business to do as commanded.
I'm gonna.
Sergeyevich Karazimov.
Can I make a law
son
roll?
of the
Oh,
great
sorry.
Prince of Bolstoy. I do not take orders from petty nobles of Ordic origin who have done nothing of note, who will do nothing of note, and whose lives are a litany of failure.
When you signed on the line to join this company, you agreed to do such.
Not to you.
Well, in that in your refusal, you dishonor yourself.
Can I make a law roll to have a kind of a think about whether the mercenary charter would actually enforce this?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. Yay, rolling so many intellect-based rolls today.
It's what your character does. You think that you think that Raleigh is spot on, and you probably should do as ordered.
I cough and say, "Sir, as far as I know, the charter says entirely that he can do that."
I mean, technically, the charter says that he could take all of the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Adele turns back to Constantine and says, Captain, are you sure satisfaction is worth it, given the lives we've already lost?
I'm not having a jumped up, petty noble with absolutely no breeding whatsoever taking half of our work.
Are you actually saying this?
Yes.
Right, okay. Okay, cool. He says, I demand satisfaction.
I turn back to him and say, and for your second, sir?
My second will be my man.
My second's going to be Murtar then.
Gee, thanks.
Oh, wow. That's actually insulting to Adele, because Adele is a gentleman, and there are certain forms which need to be observed.
It's like literally, as you say, Murtaugh would be my second. He'll just look at you blankly and go, "What?"
So he walks out of the door into the yard.
I'm going to shoot him in the back of the head.
Okay. That requires a attempted sneak attack. So roll a sneak roll, please.
I don't have sneak.
Then you can still roll sneak even with that. Sneak is a skill that you can use untrained.
No, it's all right. I've got it. It's fine.
Okay, and I'm going to do secret rolls for the two characters that are there. 1 second. There it is. Okay.
I love how our captain
Okay,
and our
so Raleigh is completely unawares as you attempt to shoot him in the back of the head. Unfortunately, the Ogren is completely aware and shield guards the shot.
Okay.
So roll damage, please. So you can do a targeted roll. You can do a targeted roll on the Ogren, and just ignore the hitting. So you just auto hit.
That one.
You really wanted to just get rid of the boss real early, huh?
I'm sorry, he can't take half of a bounty that he's done absolutely... Like, what value has he added to anything that we've done so far?
Well, he's actually been the one who's been paying off the other gangs.
Well, and also he pays your wages. Like, your
Wait, what
mercenaries in
wages?
his employ. Well, your mercenaries in his employ, you had wages.
We asked you about that session 0, and you said we didn't.
Yeah, until you earn money. He was actually being nice, letting you keep half of it. Like, the point was, out of the half that he takes, he would pay off what he needs to pay, and then he'd pay your wages. And then obviously this is GM speak.
To clarify, as we are mercenaries who have been working for the company for a long time, would we have known that?
One would imagine, like, you know that your wages turn up every month. The paymaster comes round and pays you all.
Okay,
it's not like you've not missed a paycheck yet.
Yeah. So
So
I will
maybe
let
we should
David.
restrain the captain.
Yeah, it's kind of like I was already on the thinking, this is the weird situation of the guy who's quite happy to murder other people going, oh, I'm probably going to have to intervene. And now it's like, cool, now that we are aware of that, yeah, Murtagh would completely intervene and try and hold the captain back. Probably not very successfully, considering strength is not my deal. So, does that mean... What do you want us to do, Tom?
No, it's not up to me.
Adele
I know. I'd like
grabs
to hear from
hold of-
David because David's the one that's.
I've seen red. I'm just going for it now.
Yep. Okay. So this is how I'm going to play it. So I don't do party versus party combat, but if roleplay wise, you want to try and restrain him, and he as a player is not opposed to you trying to do that, then I'll allow it. Otherwise, it's going to be a combat between you. Not players. It's going to be a combat between Theogran and Constantine.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
I
well,
want to fight him. I'm going to take this Ogren down.
Adele grabs hold of
I'm going to die trying.
and says, "Sir, this is not the proper form. There is a proper way of doing this. This is not it."
Cool. So
And-
if we want to restrain him, and he's refusing, cool. Right.
Can I roll my intellect and see if that will calm him down at all?
You can try and negotiate.
Yeah, that's the one, because I don't have the negotiation skill, so...
Go for it. And then obviously you have to narratively say what you would negotiate.
I thought I already had.
Oh. Okay.
Can I boost the roll using a soul?
Yeah, you can use them like feat points, so of course you can.
Okay. Okay, so that's going to be a grand total of 12.
Okay, so if you're trying to persuade a player character and they don't want to do what you're doing, it's an opposed roll, so they have to also roll.
Into that roll.
Yeah, because if you're trying to persuade an NPC, then I just have a stat that you're trying to equal or beat. When it's a player character, I don't have a stat, so they have to create the stat by doing an opposed roll. So, yeah, Constantine don't give fucking shit about your argument.
Okay.
He
That's
snorts derisively and says, I assume he says something that you can correct this if this isn't what your character would say. I've had enough of this man's shit.
Yeah, fair play.
Okay. If I want to physically restrain him, I'm guessing I might need full initiative, considering he has rolled an initiative roll.
No one's rolled for initiative yet.
I have rolled for initiative.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't ask people to roll for initiative.
So,
And I have to clear out the old initiative order before you can anyway.
All right.
okay.
Okay. Noodle
So-
tokens, clear the list. Okie dokie. Right, so I would like so I don't actually have a character. I can't get Raleigh onto the screen yet for some reason, because reasons. I don't know why it's not letting me putting him on the screen.
And the Ogren, we take down Raleigh, so...
Sorry?
If we take down the Ogren, we've basically taken down Raleigh, haven't we?
Well, no, because he still is a person. So I'm just going to put a thug token on to represent him, because you consider him a thug anyway. Okay. So he was just walking out the door when you tried to shoot him in the head.
Okay.
Right, so roll for initiative, please, gentlemen.
Mac really wants to go first.
And the Shulkin is sleeping through all of this.
Yeah. And then I need to roll 2d6. Roll 1d6, Constantine. Unless you roll a 1, you're going first. Yep.
There you go.
So turn order has not added everybody for some reason.
Huh.
So can you read out? So I've got Max, I've got the Ogrins. What's everybody else's?
21 for me.
Also 21 for me.
Constantine.
1 second. So pick which order you guys want to go in. 1 second. So
You go
Constantine
first,
got a
Mark.
19, I think.
Yeah.
And then Adil got a 21.
Correct. We are never going to get to this diving bell at this rate.
You know what? I've still enjoyed all of this very thoroughly, and it just means that Tom's got stuff prepared ready for us next week if we don't get to it. So it's not a bad thing necessarily, is it?
I mean, you're skipping ahead a bit on when I planned for you to confront the boss. So Adele got a 21.
Correct.
Constantine got a 19, and Murtaugh got a 21.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go first, Murtaugh.
Thanks.
Okay. So Mac is actually going first. So is the general intention so before the actual combat starts, leader of the party gets to say a sentence to inform his men what the plan is. Come on. What's going on?
We're going to take them down.
Take them both down.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. So Mac gets to go first. What can you do, Mac?
Alchemical grenades.
Mac is going to shoot he doesn't want to blow up his own base. He's going to shoot his repeating pistol into Raleigh. Okay. These aren't Raleigh's stats. I'm just making it easier on myself so I can see what the hit and damage are. So he hit, and he did some damage to Raleigh.
Oh, God.
Okay, so next in the turn order is the Ogren, which is not surprising to me based on his stats. You guys are dumb.
You say guys,
You guys are quite dumb. I'll tell you that much. Oh my god. So because of that attack, he gets to move. He's got an ability where when a friendly model gets once per round, when a friendly model gets damaged in his control area, he can move and make an attack, and he will, and he's going to hit the person that attacked his boss. So he's going to hit Mac.
Poor Mac.
Targeted roll on Mac. And he missed. Look at that damage roll, though. 23 against armor 9. Yum, yum, yum.
okay, sounds like Fun.
It's now his turn because that was his defender action. So that wasn't actually his turn. That was the ability called Defender. Once per round, targeted by attack can move and then make an attack. So he is now going to do his turn. So he is going to, because he can't charge, because close quarters inside a building, and he's already stood near you all. He is going to take a swipe at Constantine. He is aware who initiated all this. He could hear the entire dialogue going on. Oh, he just misses. He just misses. So next in the line is Murta.
Cool. I am going to ignore my captain, and I am simply going to try and restrain him.
The captain.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
Constantine.
going to be a grapple then?
Yeah, so it's an unarmed attack, and if I hit him, then he's grappled, and then we make rolls every turn after.
So are you using the ones from Urban Adventures, or...?
It's the core book. You have to grapple them before you can use the stuff from
Okay,
Urban Adventure.
Do that then.
Yeah, so... Sorry about this, Constantine. Not in his back, I presume, so...
You don't get the intellectual bonus from this because he would not be helping you. Because the
Hit
intellectual
him,
bonus
absolutely.
is, like, I've noticed a weak point in his armor, and that's how I see it in fluff terms. So you would not get it for this. So you need to roll to hit him.
I do. I'm going to go for full-on grapple. I do have 2 more attacks, so I can do stuff.
Can you do multiple grapples in one turn?
You can only grapple once, but it's like you can switch into like a 2-armed hold.
Right, so grapple itself counts as your melee attack, so now you only have a quick attack left and your skilled extra attack that you always get.
Yeah. So I'm not going to punch him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to try holding and not something Murtaugh's used to. Reasoning.
Okay, so do that.
So I'm going to use my quick action to go.
He's not
wait. Yeah, basically, it's not worth. Wait. He was joking. Please don't hit us. So
who are you
he's
reasoning
gonna.
with?
I'm gonna shout at both the Ogren and Riley because I have noticed he's the red mist descending and just try and lock arms around the captain.
A roll of some sort. What kind of skill do we reckon?
Well, it ain't going to be intimidation.
I'm going to go with negotiation.
Yay! Another skill I don't have. All of these skills.
I can't help you with that, I'm afraid.
I know.
If you're going to go around role-playing using skills you don't have.
I know. I'm guessing intellect or perception. Can I use perception?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
So I am going to roll for them. And they both don't care.
Awesome. All I've done at this point then is made my captain's defense lower.
Yep.
Yay.
So he's -5 defense at the minute.
Brilliant. I'm going to...
So now it is Adele's turn.
Since Adele hasn't actually partaken in the combat, is he going to be hit with an attack of opportunity / free strike if he moves across the Ogren?
I don't. What do you mean moves across the Ogren? Sorry, you. What do you mean by moves across the Ogren?
I'm just going to move him to show you where I want to put him.
Okay. You cannot do that. He's
I want
stood
to
in
put
the
him
doorway.
there.
You
Okay.
can't move
There's no way to
through
get around him.
enemies.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. I haven't
You can't move,
regarded him
and
as an
I'm
enemy.
just letting you know you can't move through him.
All
If
right,
you
fine.
wanted to
I'm
get
going
outside,
to-
you'd have to move all the way to the outside, round, and then through the stable entrance.
Right. Can I do that with one dash?
No. So you can move your speed 6, right?
I
So
think
one
so.
turn of running will get you out just outside the front door here.
Is there no way I can go through one of the windows?
You could attempt it, but there's no way of you knowing right now how long that will take.
All right, I'm going to use one quick action and yell to Riley, "You need to get out of here." In fact, I'm going to do this in Adol's voice. Sir, we're experiencing battle trauma from our captain. Please leave immediately for your own safety. We will restrain him. The rest of the company is not against you. We will sort this out. And then I'm going to join. I'm going to drop Ashen Cloud on top of the Ogren.
Okay.
Slower.
You're dropping Ashen Cloud on the matey. Okay. Oh crap! It's the wrong shape. Oh crap! So there we go. We'll make it about that size. Yep, there you go. It's on both of them. So there'll be -2 to hit now.
Yes.
Cool.
And unless I can do anything else, I think that's probably my turn.
Yep. Okay. So you're at 2 fatigue then.
Perfect.
Cool. So next on the turn order is Constantine. Are you going to try and break the grapple?
Generally swear in Cadoran quite a lot.
Mhm.
And then he's going to put his own pistol in his mouth.
What?
Yep.
Are you all right, mate?
Yep. Yeah. No. None of his team are backing him. He's obviously really upset about this. The rest of his team are trying to make it so that he's not going to get the satisfaction he wants.
Right.
He's going to take
Okay, we're just going to take a pause right here, because that's a pretty big deal. Are you all right as a person? Like,
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely fine. It's just this is not going how Constantine wanted it to go. So
he's going to kill himself.
Yeah, he's going to top himself.
Okay.
The other thing with it's like obviously there's a bigger issue which Tom is trying to broach delicately here. But in terms of rules, I am holding his arms down.
No,
He would
that's
have
not
to
what I
break
was
the
trying to
grapple.
broach, but
No, I know I said there is a bigger issue, but
Yeah.
I was just saying in terms of that, but let's deal with the bigger issue. Because, yeah.
right.
Just for the record, out of character,
Mhm.
Adele has no issue with taking out Riley, but things need to be done in the proper form. And taking on an Ogren at this particular point without any preparation is not smart. So while he does support his captain 100%, it's a matter of when and how.
I think you can probably take him. But you'd need to, like, all do it. As in, like, a united front kind of thing.
Yes, I mean, there are also the larger consequences of actually taking Riley out at this particular moment. We don't have any kind of patron, any kind of backing, and we are very vulnerable right now.
Yeah, but
so,
not taking him out
again,
right
it's
now
a matter
means
of-
you don't have a party member.
Yes, there's also that.
What I'm going to say, GM voice off, is you let me worry about the consequences of you killing Raleigh.
Well, I told you it's character-led, which is why Adele tried to take the ship, and
Oh
he's
yeah,
aware
no,
of
I get where you're going. I get where you're going. How about I'm just going to pitch this to you guys, see what you guys think. So, as Murta is restraining Constantine, he sees the fear and panic in Constantine's eyes as he starts trying to reach for his pistol, and Murta, knowing what he does of the world, gets the intention. What does Murta say? Does that sound like something that people can go with?
Would it also be possible for Adele to stand in front of Constantine and hold his arms out, putting himself as a shield in front of his captain and the Ogren?
Yep, that's totally doable. But
Cool.
what are people's thoughts on this? Is my point.
I just really want to make sure that David's okay, really, is the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Because he's muted himself. So, yeah. In terms of what Murta would do, Murta would probably hold the pistol in the holster and... this is a bit bigger than I was expecting to deal with on a Saturday night, are we?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely fine, blokes. I'm absolutely fine.
Okay.
Cool.
What do you think about the narrative proposal that I made?
If
I'm
you,
happy to go
I mean,
with
if you
what
can
I-
hold Constantine back, that's absolutely fine.
Okay.
Like, obviously, he's dealing with stuff.
No, but would Constantine be okay with committing to the assault of killing the Ogren?
Well, that's what he. I mean,
Okay, would Murta recognize this moment and go, okay, this has to be done now, we're committed to this?
Murta would probably attempt to knock his captain out and then talk sense into him later.
Okay.
Because
I mean,
his
there's interesting
view
narratives.
is...
There are interesting narratives there if the captain gets knocked out at this stage.
Yeah.
Personally, I think that Cadoran honor is going to be a really interesting take to see where it leads us. So I'm interested in exploring that if you guys are.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is, because whose turn is it right now? So that, right. So, because this is, I'll be fully honest, this is feeling weird.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, it's fine.
Just to check, Tom, are we still streaming at the...
Yeah, we're still streaming.
Cool, I won't... Yeah.
You won't what? What's up? Okay. So basically, what we could do is we could have Murta do a knockout blow, and then this is just me GM talking like what could happen, and then do a plead to the Ogrin and Raleigh to say, look, we'll deal with this in house, and then Raleigh could be, because he's
Adele already attempted to say that too, so perhaps two voices would be more calming.
yeah. Would that be the kind of thing that people are okay with?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Aye.
Righty. So what we will do is I'm just going to GM this to it happened. If people want to do the role play, that would be great. So Murta, if you would like to do your role play for describing how you knock out the captain and then talk down the Ogren, If you want to, that is cool. If you don't, I will
Cool.
do it.
Well, basically, one hand will slam down on the pistol and go. I've seen what happens. I've seen what happens to so many people that go down this path, and what happens to the lives around them. We care about you, Captain. Sorry about this. And then I headbutt him right in the back of the skull where it joins the spine.
Okay. So without even rolling, Constantine goes down. All goes black for him. The Ogren looks surprised to see you infighting and looks towards Raleigh for confirmation of his orders. He's somewhat confused. Raleigh peeks through the door and says, "What the devils is going on?"
Adele speaks up and he says, "Sir, I'm terribly sorry to say this. I've seen this on the battlefield before. What he's suffering from is, how can I put this? He's sort of like in a dreamlike state, traumatic flashbacks. He believes he's back on the field fighting with his comrades. He saw you as a threat, and he tried to, well, he put himself back in that place on the battle and saw you as one of the enemies we were fighting. Obviously, this isn't acceptable, and we will handle it."
He said, he's really flustered and a bit dazed. He's also got a bullet graze on his upper left arm. It didn't penetrate fully, but he's got a flesh wound, essentially. And he says, "Right, well, consider that man demoted. You're now in charge. There will be repercussions for this. Come,
Well,
Chumley," and they leave.
Adele turns back to Murtagh and says, "Well, shit."
I kind of look a bit awkward and go, yeah, didn't see the captain doing that. I'm going to tie him to his bed, because they don't always stop on the first try.
Okay,
So,
some
really
time
need to have
passes
a talk
and
about-
Constantine comes around. You're all gathered round him in kind of camaraderie to, see how he is. Even good old Mograt. He's in there, stuck in the little corner bit.
Adele says, "Captain, sir, are you all right? I know Cadoran honor demands what it demands, but are you all right?"
He's going to talk to you exclusively in Laelese.
Oh, interesting.
Awesome.
So the others can't understand it. That's interesting.
And he's basically going to explain how that Riley is a man completely without honour who has done absolutely nothing to look after the company, and his leadership has been an absolute disaster from start to finish, and he can't stand him anymore.
Adele is going to put his hand on Constantine's shoulder and lean in and say, back in Laelese, "I am with you on this, sir, but there is a time and a place to perform such things. We are vulnerable right now. We have just attacked a gang. This is not the time, this is not the place, and certainly shooting him in the back of the head is not the way to go about this. What we need is to arrange a duel on the field of honor. You need to shoot him from the front, and it needs to be public. Everyone needs to see how he insulted you, and as a man of honor, and as he is a man without honor, you take possession of the company. You do this in a way that our hands are clean."
Quickly do a law check. Whoever has law.
Yeah.
Boost it if you've got a fate point.
Can I have a feat point for knocking out my own captain?
Yes, you can.
So boosting with the feat point I have.
Mhm.
Oh, great.
So you get a feat point back for that crit, even though it's a terrible crit.
It was such a bad crit.
So
I can use that feat point to reroll.
You can, but don't worry about it.
Cool.
Constantine also rolled. So Constantine, laying there bound in his bed, looks to Raleigh and says, "Yes, that would work. That would give me the legal right to the company." So you have a way forward, as it were.
I'm also going to add, very softly, sir, on the battlefield, it's one thing to kill a man, but here we face enemies who lurk within our midst, within the shadows. We have to play it smart.
He's going to start swearing at you in Cadoran.
He doesn't speak Ghidoran, so it's fine. But he would understand that you're swearing. So, after all this, Mograt just looks at you and goes, "What's going on?"
Adele turns to Mograt and says, "You know, in this world, there are people who have compassion and honor, and those who don't.
What's compassion?
Compassion is taking in someone who doesn't deserve to be looked after because they've fed you rotten fish, and offering them a home, offering them a meal."
Have you got food?
Actually, yes. It's 2 days old, maybe 1 day old, but yes, we saved you a meal. We bought it from the tavern while you were off gathering what you were gathering. We'll speak to you about that later. If you would still like it, it's by the ford.
He runs away to get some food. Pretty much running through the legs of all of you that are in the room.
Okay.
I turn back to Constantine and say, if you would like, I will issue your... sorry, out of character, I don't quite remember the term.
Challenge.
Your challenge to Riley. I will make it formal. I will set up a field of honor, and we will do this properly.
Yep. Okay. So, just in GM terms, what I will probably do is have that happen outside of the city, because there is no dueling within the city. So it would probably be you'd go to the north coast or the south coast, probably the north coast, into Ord, and do it in like a field off the main road. That would be the most appropriate way.
Also, if we could have some witnesses of appropriate rank,
Yep.
would also be good.
Yeah. I mean, your character would know all of that based on your backgrounds. Mainly Constantine would know that because, he's a nobleman. And he knows the protocol of nobleman on nobleman disagreement. You know all this, Constantine, without a roll. It's how you were brought up. So I'm going to edit the beginning of the next session to be that, if you guys are all in agreement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that seems good. And seconds, yay, I'm guessing I'm still second.
No, Adele is going to be second. I mean, he is a gentleman, noble, exile.
Well, actually, it's Constantine's choice. Constantine gets to choose his second. You cannot choose Mac. You can choose Mograt. That would be fucking hilarious. He'd just be clueless, standing there going, "What am I doing here, guys?" As he gets run through.
By an Ogren.
Hmm?
By an Ogren. Okay.
Cool.
Sorry if that threw everyone. Apologies.
Oh, it's okay.
Not at all.
From my stance, it was I didn't really know what to do, so it did kind of throw me a bit. I was prepared for you guys to eventually fight them, hence why he had a stat line. But like I actually had the stat line written up from the first session because I knew how unlikable I wrote him as a character. Like I tried to make him as thoroughly unlikable as possible. And apparently I think I did too good a job.
He is thoroughly unlikable, yes.
Yeah.
Now might be a good time to end the stream and call it.
Yep. Okay. So we're going to end just a little bit early here, guys. Thank you all for popping along. We will be back next week with another episode of The Great Lanterns.